yɛdi mmerante no bi ɛkɔ villages kɔyɛ researches ne adanti ɔno ne deɛ no ɔbɛyɛ no wɔ yɛgyi ha ɛwɔ saa kora yɛfrɛ wɔ buti dɛkɛ nti nnu a ɔmo wɔ hɔ a na aberante baako kaa sɛ wɔfrɛ no sɛ o waba yɛgyi ne mmom ɔpɛ sɛ ɔba kora no so ɔno ɔbɛtɔ tilapia ɛna aberante kaa yɛ sɛ sɛ adeɛ nsuo ntɔ nti tilapia deɛ ho bɛyɛ dini sɛ ɔbɛnya bi wɔ hɔ ɛna ɔsi yi o nti kurom no na ɔyɛ si ɔhyɛ abɔ ebi na ɔsi o obɛdidi nti ɔnkyɛ no beebi a ɔbɛnya dwani aso ɛna boy no di kɔkyerɛ no sɛ yɛ ɔsa kɔpie village ɔde yɛ nim ne mmom ɔkɔ no ɔno ɛyɛ kɔbi gh na ɛyɛ Hayford Boate no ɛna baako aka ho ɛyɛ Kojo Emmanuel ɛna nipa a ɔtɔ so mmiɛnsa ɔno so yɛ bɛma no ɛyɛ Michael Kabute ɔmo nipa mmiɛnsa ɛna ɛyɛ mmarima a ɔmo ɔka no mo ɛka ababawa a saa bere a yɛka n'asɛm a wɔhwɛ ne nkwa no ɛyɛ Philippa Prempong ɛnso ɔmo yɛ nipa nan na ɔmo kɔɔ village nti ɔmo kɔɔ hɔ no ɛna ɔmo kɔkyia mpanyinfo a wɔkɔ mu ɛna ɔmo akɔpɛ beebi atena nti yɛsi ɔmo tena hɔ kakra sima pɛ ɛna ɔmo sɛ aberante Hayford Boate no ɛwura ka mo kɔtwi tu nti ɔtwi tu na mmerante a wɔkɔ mu ɔbisa sɛ na woba yɛ ne wuti asomdwe mu bibia nsi yɛ tu a wɔkɔtwi yɛ no so wɔ ni kyerɛ ɛna ɔsi o ɛnyɛ bibia na ɔno ɔlodu bullet no kɛkɛ no nti ɔmo so ɔmo gyina hɔ a nti aberante baako no ne ne tia ne ɛkɔɔ so no ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛbra no yɛ saa de nya no na ɔkyɛ sɛ ɛtu de ne nipa ntrɛnti gya ne oyɛ no ɛfɛn wɔ hɔ wanti ɛno sɛ wɔyɛ ne wɔyɛ ɛna wɔhyehyɛ aboba nyina de gu tuo no mu na ababawa no so ti hɔ enti ɔbɛtia ne sɛ pee tuo no tuyɛ a na ababawa no da fam ne ababawa no ka ya ɔmo ti yɛ ne sɛ oh Kobi wo sɛ wakumi ɛno ani ne ababawa no kaeɛ afei eba ne sano na nipa mmienu eka ne otutu no ho no ediem de ka so mo dwane na mo te dabi muni no na ba ye nti so obedi ewu a montwe na muni ni nyina emfri komo enti eba ne sakra no Kobi no agya ne po no etu fam e ma abrante ba ko ye se wafato no jama mo te mo ndi to no fanko
yemia ne phone so o mo kire no police station
Now, say Buapayo bi in his quest, say obe serving the paymasters, or the menim etrim first, okofa tornado, ebe si ho, Emma udidi, mema me akusua be no watem, man kahwe, bekoka Ibrahim Hama, and a shag wempa hinechi, obesi ho didi matem, man kahwe, and nanu ya wasabi si ho. Mene kwasia ya osane yire kwasia to yi apapon yi amatela he said you know kwakuma no ni nchire mu ne se mene amatela e ku oba ho he has nothing to do with a politics ma men kanche kwakuma no o party a obeti wagu sana me ma ansansa dali ne hwan ne won ya o manji wagu atoso ko atoso no atoso sa I will give you the benefit of the doubt say wadwene esa na said you want anti alcohol left sa no wadwene so tie won left and I believe say sa no wadwene if say nipa bia wo kasa so be kasa kire benyansafo that means wa unim say o kan kwase asem etu be say o hwe say benyansafo tie wa.
Okay, this is the time again for us to give you all the trending issues, the trending stories on social media with regards to entertainment, social, political, but because here is the arena. And inside the arena, everything is possible. Everything. Possible. And thank you so much for joining us once again on Radio Culture here. Asia Entertainment Arena. For Facebook is GH News Now and YouTube is GH News Now. To everyone, Ubia, go over there on Facebook, click on the like button. No, not like a share. Now Ubia and get in touch with us. Now you need to share the Sena air call. Today is 13th June 2025. As life is still kicking in us. We pray and we will continue to give thanks to the Creator, for He has done it marvelously for us today. I go by the name Bismarck Kwame Apia, always with the two fingers in the ears. Synergy. What you say? In 10 times why you betting you may be the free one, and the funny sound, and 10 or one almost the amount. The moon I at the amount, yeah. Let me start off with this for you, sir. Be careful, betrayal doesn't come from enemies. To obuase, na dwene enema bi hu mienu. Say yesi ye yi obi ama. Say yesi asema to obi oni kama for yesi asem bi oye no bia to obi na asumesi am obi nsa si form no. Ya na mfra tamfo ho na eba o. Ya na mfra dofo ho na eba. When Jesus said they are our friends, they are our loved ones, they are closer to us, they are our relatives. At a point in life, those people who almost said they are going to be our helpers, that is when we see, say, disappointment are setting in. That is the point that we see, say, those people a betrayer. And no matter who you associate yourself with, betrayal doesn't come from enemies. Think about it twice, and you will learn to appreciate whatever I am telling you right here. Welcome once again on Radio Quarter. Yenting Komani from today we'll be doing massive stories. We started this story with you, that was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, that was in the month of May. We started a story concerning life on the street. Life on the street. What really goes on the street? It entails a lot. And you may be brave, and you course street in it. So that is the boys, and the girls. People that see themselves and say, we are the generation, we are the talk of the town, we are the people like ya buying a was so we indulge ourselves in several activities at the end of it, Yeah, now we classify that, we put it at one corner, you determine it's a mistake. Now, so before that mistake, something will definitely trigger that. But before the corner trigger be a mistake, that is a conversation I'll be having with you. As I said, we started this conversation that was 2-3 weeks ago. Life on the streets, which involves every activity, but the major side of it, not yet I say we'll be looking at it to each in-depth side of it, will be the Game Boy, the scammers, and however they define it. But when were the days, now you say a sakawa, but you defining it, the bro fubini nima be attached. And said the other time I told you, say today we have no prostitution, but we have hookup. Today we have no prostitution, but your term is a hookup. Thank God for your life, and thank God for how you decide for the next life of yourself, because you might not determine it when it happens to you. Okutu is on the line. So, Rich, if you are ready on the line, Okutu, Richard, BBI Boko there.
BBI Boko.
Yeah, sure. Said Nadia BBI Jina so peme. Said ya said a branch bia sorry homache. No said you hune ni munisa and then network ni Jina so peme sa. All right, Ivy. I hope everything do cool for your side there.
Yeah, we are cool, but Charlie, it's a whole lot. We got your cool, sir.
And my bench, I need money in your cool, near my bench, street in the city. We be a
oh, Charlie, many kitwa de me car on accident, so ni license. Wakobonko for me, no, Charlie. Police in sense, and why that?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
It is Kasayan Kwa. Wabende, Egusu.
Kafra. Because you hope too much, I didn't be brave because for someone driving a only license, and I don't see a big problem. For those
Yeah.
the more, I hope they didn't almost saw my life.
Oh, David. Omu prior, but take it off that.
Was it as
Almost
serious?
so good. Oh, Bakupen and the pie, the other person, the niti, a bohon money home, but I'm pie.
Oh. We are wishing them speedy recovery.
Sure.
Yana sometimes sanity. Driving and easy, which meet it as a crack. You who is here now, yes, or damn, but one yen sounds like one yen sounds, and I went to my phone who need to now. But all the same, whilst there is life, we are all hoping share never beat me at any year at the amount. Was started off with this story for us, I say, indeed, street in a sea hot and a street in a so dear, and near my yana, I know a dame. The other time we were talking about the Game Boy Horns and Semono. Game Boy and Semono. We just want to look at the picture of it. And we are a particular story concerning how some of the girls and some of the boys. Boys in the now we don't have much problem because yen your coffee the buffy. Yen any
Yeah,
face problem, no. But omo ya
yeah.
no masem yeah is the girls. Omo ya no
Mm-hmm.
masem yeah is the girls na omo hu say yem peb ebra bi mo ebra na yem pem mo na adwuma asem na making. Ye mmiri emoja ni nkopa adwuma bi nye. Today you have girls, a lot of girls are almost streets in this wa. We got kese obeto bi, nails akese obeye bi, phones akese obe use bi. But se will be saying say adwuma ben na wo ya, that person is not working. Wanya adwuma. That girl is not working. But when you be chichire na to say pampi na so them street ni so na wo twine ni makeup bi. Nya mowre bi hye nya wig bi hye na watisi abonten hɔ no ma. Wanya adwuma. But na adwuma wo ye nyina ne se obeye ye ne wa frɛ no de wo number be ma wo. It ends over there. And no
Yeah.
enama boys ni bebrebe e de omuti akɔhye ne bi mu. So we they end up using the same girls, for their source of income. That is how I would term it. So this Game Boy story you started, For now, the other time I was asking about say, in Kofo said that branded or moho with things that they don't have. Send a billion Kofo to get attracted to them. Explain that point for me with the side of the Game Boy story,
Game Boys, no game. I can't Game Boys. Yeah. Just now, ni dinty, no. I see Game Boys. Now I say, a game, asem. A game so they boy. It's either you win or you lose. Oh, so my main can you lose inside, and the other can you win inside. As a Game Boy,
okay.
You can't Game Boy, and I acquire say now. Yeah, and I'm friend on Sakawa. Yes, your friend of fraud boys, no. In a game, no, as fraud game, no. Me my be that. Jana me jana say me SSC me so fonti no. Game no, uru mu a. Wo na wo beto data. Na onya daje, wo be sell time. Na wa ya ebi wo bet manya obi a woni so nkomode oni kwakodi. Na wo so onya bibi free no, but if at the end of the day no onya hwe. Na say we lose no. Because what sell data they are chatting, what data fan say 1 month a chatting na at the end of the day onya hwe. Oh. Ebi nso wo no no. We be chatting no. At the end of the day, no one say no one will be free. So that is the game side of it. Because and I dream will use and in a game you're supposed to be smart. You'll be using your brain. Try dubious way to win. What I'm saying. Into no sana dina koye and a Game Boy bia or we as piano. Se onye brunia na just say so ye bibinia dey should be three man say abofofo no buy no on be colonization efa ye hu no makoye enti ono nso no wonya broni no e wo so fa kwan bia so gi na ade because he believes say you know gold no man abofofo be fa ye no e wo abofofo no enti ono nso fa kwan bi so agi wo hu nyoma. So it's a game they are playing. That is why we term it as a game. Into from Game Boys, no. But any member a man so ye bi.
A mouse yes, this
Oh yes.
Okay. But
I
think okay, a man ya na more and as you when is now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now, with your submission, you made mention, say the oh your suffer, you ever basso pan and hokra yami titiru pa. Now, what sounds so can say a game you win or lose, and that is what game is meant for. We and your football, share 3 outcomes. That is either win, draw, and now say lose. But we need win or lose. Sana this chances in a city or one. A master game. You think he said, Yena anom yesisi womo, the white men no a use womunch. This is the time for us to also use our brain to store something from them. A move from Adwene, but a di in Nurusema Bishop. A say.
Yeah. The woman say with browsing game on own. A bit frame in a sense, unim so brody na on ne kasa. Obi su de secret draw no ye, but or the game no, to say an American fraud on the kata so. Into obi anim
Okay.
say ya fa no normal say who chat broni a normal but enye normal because chrono na wo. What I say? Into your
Yeah.
from Game Boy, basically the experience or your for. But this time around, this our modern world, I found say a modernized way. Just like I first, no, young cat two near na shower. See, I know you can hook up. Hook up with
Okay.
a shower two first. Now I say I know fair, and I have to need hook up. So, into no,
Yeah.
see, a bit my frame because already sike through na eye omu kunipa omu ya sacrifice e dey po musika but all the game na akata so nti no wo be fu so we sika na we nya no na adwen na we yusu na we nya afi obi ho but wo be ku mu no na obi moja na o dey twa so ana odi obi ti na twa so
Okay.
so because on the normal way I found normal say fraud there normal until you say be a fraud boy and I say oh scar say browsing or yeah into the other found normal so like I say oh a fraud boy what I say because almost soon almost scan more so almost soon almost scan more to found normal but okay say a sikedo no yeah undi nechi the sika kwa undi
Okay.
yes into omodi bi na e kata so na omodi e sacrifice into your sacrifice there no ho omo dem dey time money nti unu say obi anya sika kese a na ni na ye fraud na Game Boy game no obi no obo na abi wo na sika do no ye
Okay. Now, at a point in life, sikani me ba manipa ne hu ni se sika ne wanya. Wo
yeah
flaunt cars the cars ye niema bi orente live lavish life, live in apartment a remote him say yes asumesi bobra. But to
yeah
acquire asset a bit my idea as property no, as in the name of buying it for yourself no. I didn't need banesa. Mutimi nye sika no cars rent apartment. But and last that
huh.
does it go with the consequences and as a man I want to say if you the men fund to babit my rent.
Yeah the woman say
Yes.
usese na America no obi wo ho game no ye
Mm-hmm.
e na obi so wo ho no ma e sikaduro no ye most times no sikaduro de no na omo ya ye ntumi fa sika na ye bi papa most times no sa na no no tie but fraud ne de se o obi a wa adwumu da ho na wa adwun so enya fraud na o ya kosi a otumi nya sika ndu baby na o se mejai na sika na wonya no na o yusu o yusu ni yie ena
Okay.
obi ase na ewo no enya obi a na eji ni sika e di ni free sa obi wo obaji ni sika no no me be instant obi wo so no me no wonya sisi a you will enjoy what I say
Yes.
sisi me say me the time na me ya between to TV me to fridge me to laptop and me to mattress sa nyoma 4 week and that's what hobby say ne me use
Okay.
what I say
Okay.
because me yeah man fa edu anye me use my adwin at the end of the day me we am no me person me bio and I'm jai I still have those things that
And
I'm
next
using
what na wasa chipping in no. This way. Those are omutimi acquire near no. But omuntimi en using it forever. A bit is a wintimi fan talk a fee. Well, no, wintimi fancy fee ni be
yeah
living just the average life and just like that. You know, you are saying
yeah
it unfortunately. Say, baby, womb internet more muntimi and yes, I near man rightly. Sana
yes
opesa which I
the brainer is schedule baku pe na just normal fraud but the brainer is schedule
okay.
because fraud no se wo ya se wo di we ni kan ya e be dim pa so be yes kakase me say me de na me ye no me sika kese a menya wo me 5,000 cedis and as
Okay, that is
5,000
it.
cedis
It's
ni
kind of
kwa
50 million.
yes eno kwa no amba bu ebi wo 3,000 2,000 3,000 2,000 but the minya ya because esun kakra 4,000 something which na make na 5,000 what I say but omo free so omo na me no mo yes aka na omo free omo nya akese kakra but as kan anko du bebi a because it's what I say
Okay.
but omo free mu omo so dem omo free mu what I say enye fraud no
Yes.
kwa okọ eduru ebi wo no de bonina akọ eduru na ya chim bonina adwen It's the other can be
Okay.
an going. As I say,
Yeah.
some of them, as at now, you know, they are making life possible for themselves because Oma Kuidro so and no there. Obey me this camera BB because all those who are here, you can say, for say better, put me here, you are done. Start me the other, but if
Okay.
you draw their moja semini sacrifice ni bemuno and no they will show you say you get this amount of money.
Okay.
Maybe you lose this family member and now we are ube no chaso ti ono as a draw to no call no the man is can no the BBI exchange and also the man will man because ebu as say spend like a day spend like 50 cedis.
Okay. There's a
But now yes, now we spread this car, but one person you can't spend more than 50 cedis for yourself. Say
I don't understand though. Okutu, hold on for me over there. Nah, I have Nana Efu Ansa also on the line. I will also join in with this conversation. And I also have Ike Wonder. Our non will be educating us when it comes to the mental health side of it. I think yeah. The other person also joined, but we're free because of the network, and then a team matches are not them pa. We'll be going into a lot of things, education, better, but also over pick your dear. And everyone, sir, mommy, welcome.
Thank you so much.
I hope everything is quite okay for you at your end.
Yes, please, yourself.
Well, the discussion is all about life on the streets. And near my
Right.
girls and any boys, involve themselves in most especially a year the renowned name given to it, that is the Game Boy. Kutu ama yanya nti say a money be ye bin that means we have the Game Boys and the Game Boys, but popularly known on the side of the boys, your friends where you Game Boys. Have you had any encounter with someone or you into that and young fan is a Game Boy 7? Have you had any encounter before with anyone?
No, I've not had any encounter with anyone, but then I've been hearing it on street all the time. But for myself, I've never experienced it or know someone who is into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
For yourself, you've not encountered
Yeah.
anyone who is closer to you or a relative who is into that, but
Not at all.
hearing it on the
Right.
streets.
I think. Wait. I think I was having a cousin.
Okay.
That was way back. I think he opened up to me. That was last year. Yeah, early ending of last year though. That he was in SHS, I think at Swedru or something.
Okay.
So he was having some friends. So I think it's peer pressure. Peer pressure also lead into this because
Okay.
he was giving everything at home. But when as soon as he entered into secondary school, he started doing bad things to the extent of even going to these spiritual people to tell him he shouldn't eat this, he shouldn't eat that. But all the same, with the prayers and where he's coming from, no, I think prayers have saved him and now he's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That means in relation to what Okutu Richard, you said the Mami for Okutu and 24/7 CEO of the Rich Media. Mami address with that. Okutu ni dia wa ni tia. The Okutu ni dia wa na who name the interview Okutu. But CEO of Abi Rich Media, you've had the experience with this whole thing. I want you to share it because you've been in there before. How was the whole thing and what triggered your change, the transformation from this game? Man, share with us.
All right. Sasa na nefu ansan peer pressure. And secondly, when you don't have the support, it can push you into that. Because before our complete GHS, I suffered a lot. And then SHS, I went to SHS myself.
Okay.
No one was supporting me. My dad was not taking care of me and all. And
Okay.
going through the SHS trend, it was very serious. And I didn't. I must go crying. Into maybe SHS, instead of 3 years, it can be 4 years in the year because of success. To me, I realized, no, I can't continue like this. As I said,
Yeah.
me know them about, as I said, but send me waiting to know me. I don't have time for school. I had a friend,
Okay.
and he was already interested. So
Okay.
and then he taught me, okay,
Okay.
I was following him, he was teaching me, and I was teaching me. So got to a time, I was even having a client that he helped me with your kind of formats. I said, it's all better.
Well, Okutu, hold on for me. Let me address welcome some people on the line. Hold on for me, please. Hold on for me now. I think Anne is also on the line. Anne is an MIG student, a student on also our journey on sharing experience with this whole thing live on the streets. Kwesi Baako is also on the line. One also will be sharing with us as to today. Said we have a very, very massive team on the line. Our conversation will be very lengthy, full of education, entertainment, and every bit of it. You have it over there. And those are your background. Some and you be near the bobo honomono. You are lucky, say no, uncommon and kebetias in but for us to hear everything, oh no, Mestre say, wow, background, sound the buo and you be honomo, not one meeting the amamina. Yeah, I enjoy whatever you say because people are listening to us. Now, education, intimate and koye and famaye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okutu, you were talking about now. Luis is also on the line. Luis and Ike will be doing the mental health side of it. That is the when we switch to the education as to how we can educate ourselves in relation to any maybe say. It was one we've gotten peer pressure, and two family. The support is not that much. Said you know, say one no, they are quite stressful for him, and they be
Yeah.
a man leading into that, But Nana, if one so can say, only mobia one so dear no, bibia, yeah, the man with me, but. And he may be leading into that. That means peer pressure. No, she will be one. Until I can Louis will be doing the education on that side for us as our and may be see beating overcoming. So, Okutu, continue your story for me.
Yeah, I am a dream pass and maybe SHS. Maybe I know,
Yes.
maybe this friend. I don't
Mhm.
know many never sorry.
Yes.
Okay, so we
Mhm.
became very close. And then, mind you, these fraud boys and these game boys you are talking about, they are
Mhm.
very loyal to themselves.
Mhm.
Na almost snitch. I say, oh, it's my for which you know what no that kind of hate me on your man. So when will be yeah, must you become very strong, very tight. It be
Okay.
via meaning nature. So it got to a time I was even knowing the whereabouts of this guy more than his family. So much
Okay.
share no move no plan. I'm be saying I mean baby or
Mhm.
so yes, I'm maybe a school for the and
Mhm.
then I met this our pastor that where I am schooling, I am churching now.
Mhm.
Into Onuna, because now in China, it got to a time now my parents, I said, my parents are for me. Like, mommy, I think papa, they know, but no, 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 I
Mhm.
say, family is not even thinking of any of us. Into
Mhm.
yes, I'm gonna do some time, be able to say, me there 4 years, or so from home. I don't
Mhm.
catch him say, my plan in church, but me family be in there, and we are
Mhm.
all in the same town. Into
Mhm.
no pamto, in Quebec, my family be able to say, men, send a bear in case I send beer. And when I
Mhm.
say family, bɛhyɛ that yes on so now mama problem. But my
Okay.
family no ultimate bad yeah, then I need to move out. And it was very true because so obi ba won chana one the family e hu a. E kira
Mhm.
semba
Mhm.
on make it out.
Yes.
About the family didn't turn up. So I'm supposed to move away. Now me for
Okay.
that you
Mhm.
understand?
Mhm.
So that was the time I'm not a of fraud in me. And lucky enough, I had this Spanish man whom I was chatting with. Oh, and then he helped me with some amount of money. Meanwhile, he thought I'm a woman. Oh, he thought I'm a woman. So that time, the money I had that time was 2,500 cedis. So
Okay.
mommy movie out, and I'm used to Saskano, a copy dime. So it's like my mister, a copy baby out now. So why don't I continue? Because at least something is coming out of it, and I'm benefiting. Then I mean to us from here. So that was why I was chatting with this man. And I chatted with this man for 3 whole years. Just lying to him, pretending I am a woman. We are doing video call as if I am the one. I'm the woman, which are all lies. And this is the game we are talking about. You pretend to be someone else. Wow. I can even do call with him with my own voice, but I'll take my voice as a woman. So it's like I was getting money from him, but once because Minfa and Drew and yet. It's together, but me, I'm intelligence without a man, I'm like a crown magic. But I got to a time and then I stopped. But some of my friends were going, they were traveling. I'm almost yeah, at the travel. So I don't come, and I maybe 2 points. Or can't have a so. Yes. It's a band of Sana, or no, maybe I will feel I know call the front place. They will feel a crack place. It will not call a Mando like far places. What I say? Of course, will be I will feel a crack of myself just to go and meet a priest. To go to 2 points, you places are own views on the corner, and of course, they don't go in group. They go only one person. And this area, you are very tight to one friend. Then you go together. Because when you try to be moving in groups, the Bakubeji schedule. Yes. It's for boys, when they are doing their thing, they do it alone. So no baby be here. Not to say, no what they would I don't know better conversation. Apart from that, or any secret things now, on phobia, because when you do mistake and you go to the place with somebody, the first person that they will confront, if you don't take care, they will need the second person for schedule. So wow. Yes, that is how they do. What I say. You know, so in our 4-3, now 3 no back from you and a 2 on this car. Only back on my schedule. Now they say 2 no, it can't for your baby now. And you know what? I catch you. Young conquer fiscal baby say, I do become. They do for that, but you don't know. What I say. And you know, ọmụ na wo abeka na wo ọmụ do akọ das ọmụ akọ yẹ man dada na yẹ de wo kọ safi na ọmụ so you think safi na ọmụ kọ but ọmụ di kan wo akọ dada so wo yẹ de kọ das so they are aware.
Wow. Richard, story no more now whatever you are telling us, I think for those listening to us, ye be a dream ya sum year. He say this life, and easy that and for that. But it is up to you to make a decision for yourself. At a point, you were living with someone, that person wasn't a relative. When you're bushy, where you're so for now, but a new baby was said, me no bushy, send a baby, I can run to them. Because they will come to me. Meanwhile, we are so near then Emma maintain. It's either you bring the family or you move out. And Emma would say, you've gotten to the level. It's you and the world. You have to involve yourself in a dear discabeba and then a trigger this Game Boy thing. You are lucky because you know when it's a use wagene. Now, never answer.
Yeah.
How do you see this whole thing? Especially on the inside. On the young fan said the mother is dead. By father, must always all the time money be the reason why until we see a care about our children and
not at all. I believe lack of parental control is also part, because as a parent, if you can't control your kids or your children when they are young, when they grow up, you can never take care of them anymore because they are listening to friends. They are on social media. So everything that is on social media, they want it. And you, the parent, you can't provide for them. After all, if you talk, they don't listen. So whatever they will do to get whatever that they want to know, they will go in for it. They don't even mind if they tell them to bring their parents. You get so I believe if our parents will start taking responsibilities, all these things will calm down for a bit. But if not, now where we are going, they say we are in Gen Z world. Where we are going, a whole tropa. Now where we are going, a whole tropa. I'm not saying some of us are perfect, but just listen to the incident that just happened to the young lady, a 21-year-old girl.
Yeah,
If
that is
the
a story
parents,
that
if
you also
the
be talking
parents,
about. Yeah, you will be talking about it very soon.
it's so sad that me at my age, even though I've not gotten to 30 years, but at my age, I'm working, I'm staying alone I'm working at a comfortable place. But if I have this book and I go and visit my mother and I go with this book, my mother will question me, where did I get this book from?
Okay.
Not me alone, including all my sisters.
Okay.
My mother will ask you, where did you get it from? How much is your salary? Do you get it? But most of the parents, they don't care whatever that their kids. No person they bano and what I say. Into no sanibano say 21 years now. I talk okuta iPhone say okuta say. But parents ni say baby says maybe ejuma be na oye. E kwai be nsi na fast na unya sister way. Ade na ekuta onu unya when na de ma. What is the relationship between you and the person? Parents these days they don't ask.
Wow.
Obi ba edibi ba nso no so ne ba no akwa odibi ba. Are you happy? Say because yeah ne ba no so ekuta car we, ne ba ne kuta iPhone say, ne ba ne kuta say, ne ba ne kuta say. But it doesn't make sense. It will weaken the society and the community that we live in.
Wow.
It's so heartbreaking.
For the point you just made right now, one thing I'm picking is parents have ignore their responsibility and giving part of their children, so they see it's just a blessing in disguise, but they don't know they are rather the causes of the life their children are living. Because for some who need the source of income, but you the parents cannot afford. Why would you sit down without asking questions about it? And with that, this video, you made mention of the young girl now. I want us to go and watch this video. Say, Louis and Ike, you also have your take on that for me. You have video, Marisia. Okay. Just kill the music and play only the video for me. Yes, video non kwa. Ike, Louis, can you hear me? Louis, what do you mean? Please unmute your microphone. Ike, for Ike and so to so mommy. Ike, yeah. Louis, what do you mean? Ike, what do you mean?
Yeah, me too, Kapa.
Yes, now this is the life on the streets. We are talking about peer pressure and lack of parental care. The other time we shared this and Niema and money panum be go on the streets and live this kind of social vices lifestyle. No? It's due to peer pressure and lack of parental care. In short, with the whole discussion, how would you then again educate us on this thing, because that is what we are all day here lacking in our homes. And how would you educate us on that?
Okay.
First of all, no matter what's in Amado, we be so I would see was concerning this conversation, one, like I say, lady no or a junior or SHS. That was a Konogo Masi. We
Oh,
in 2021.
you know, there's a winning no. Okay.
Yeah, the pa and Oshe lifestyle no more live our campus now. More specifically, near fancy be a peer pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, more na peer pressure because old school mu na down for we rule in Chako say a competition between ladies no. Oh, say be madam for akunya sadi wi. Me ma me team provide them ame. Nti no say me so me dem. Me pray say ma akunya bibi say e de ama me ho. Se na be ye obi ma me ka say get rid of ye kolo anaso ye John. So what you say? Nti one no we ni na ba e ba be wi say we nya proper parenting e wo fi a elebiti sadi wi se na yi sta na di kan kan ye no. On say in the video bi a me hwe ma me ne say onim boy ne kwan a ne ba ne de ne nete. And Osanso State say akwan kwan no ni akwan kwan na so de etifi. Oh, into bibi say no, o ma me no can say meaning say we a careless mother. And how can you tell me say oba we SHS na obi anim say to akwa we SSS baby obetimi akwa na fee either say ni parents in China or the akotena. Na say na what say unim baby a oba no kra ate. Na won sanso nim be mo ne nete a meaning say oh no, your responsibility as a mother no well lucy. If you want no crana, mother ne father no crana no crana, yana a very hard cry say omutim crana care for mano. How much more wo na on sound soon ni mo ba no whereabout. It is a nina won go see me when say one peer pressure and a poor parental control. Ne lead to sanyo moy. Ana ene youth na aba no empebre. Ye study kan be say wo fi no de ade bi ba fie ti si ya na se e ma say bi a o ma me na say ni parent ko hu a o bi sa ne say ukonya na wen. And sometimes responsible parents always they check up on us when you say ade we see na net you see na now then what time we additional thing bi dia kan wa bra me nim ho hwe. Intino so ukonya ma bi a bana de bana de okay but e kira asem na ko fa ni ba da yi ba e wona ma me ba be na anyin say me bana na me tie no na me but e no nya afa na be chechi nsemu what you see your responsibility to be a parent from the beginning kwana start so yes ade wi intino bibia kan fu ano poor parenting na yana sometimes bibi mu nya no fi and peer pressure also have more influence on youth of today. Pressure now, too much.
Louis, mentally, psychologically, seeing someone or social media playing with gun, making fun with gun, how would the others see this whole thing? And must it be something ye behunu ni afani say a social media and ni afani trasa?
This kind of issue say you share no psychological part into me find it because we growing up na you who say my ways social media and when I joined Facebook new that was in 2016. Oko Facebook now who this kind of videos and say the youth will be playing things with guns. I say and near my bit my causing harm to them and I say people around them. But they say I say I bear normal. But if you look at the psychological part now, you bet my say any normal because most people are also struggling with mental health issues. So if they are playing with it, it can trigger, and when the trigger comes, I be like unexpected. So comparing this to mental health, we can say if we do mental health examination for them, you can find some psychological disorders these people are having.
That is, if you do mental health checkup on them, you see, say they have a problem with their mind, right?
Yes, please.
How?
because when we are about to diagnose someone or mental disorder, also when we are differentiating abnormality and normal, there are certain things they are not normal, they are abnormal. Playing with a gun on live video, we can classify it under abnormal behavior, meaning say any panel psychologically, when you're okay.
Okay. I think I'm getting the point where you are coming from. That's a miyati. I see. Continue for me.
Yeah.
No, so why do you need a stable? Idea a deadly. We don't play with it. Is that what
Yes.
you are trying to tell us? Okay.
Yeah. Because okay, normal behavior was a you put in and yeah advisable say you play with gun.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to classify such a person under normal behavior or abnormal behavior, we can both say this is abnormal behavior, which is part of mental health disorders, or
Okay.
one criteria for diagnosing someone as a mental health patient. So we can say that the person is not portraying good behavior, which is abnormal. We can stand on this and say the person is having some psychological disorders or some underlying psychological disorders.
Now to Okutu and
Yo.
Efuanza. Okutu. When it comes to issues like this now, yeah, nah, no person will push you too much because yeah, nah, no day. But let me be more reserved about certain things. But let's go straight to the reality of this story. Seeing someone oh be say someone oh be that car no it's not normal
It's a
car
man among her baby.
about here.
I'm on
This is the car I'm talking about. You've been on the street before, and let's say you are still on the street. Bini said, "They are now walking about your incidents that happened with Unyakatwani." We know the cost that you involved in. This is the car now, Kobe. After that, they abaya no two moon. My police station. This is the car no. Whoa, no street in so. How expensive do you see all these things as? So who is a young baby crabia? A bet trigger a certain perception and a certain look based on where you've been before. I'll wait me a time and say, wait dear, a legit into say incidents be say ACR, yeah, associated with anything be how do you see this?
Okay. Dia we no dia bema we hu say a fraud and I say a sikedro no. One, once I make us catch us say fraud no, they are their own enemies. Okay. Say obi a fraud before ni obi banya encounter not just so only was very close or Ginidi and so only very close. Guy no also okite tu onye police ni onye soldier ni onye any security personnel onye oye banker nti tuo no kita heden oye ono any friends because this thing when you hit some amount of money is very big, you know.
Network, any the hide and seek it will be, but you are still live on GH News now on Facebook and on YouTube. GH News now, Entertainment Arena, everything inclusive. The discussion is ongoing. Education, yeah, the Bemau. Don't forget, sir, this story right up.
I don't think I don't bet him can just because it looks like I'm in two of your
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Senaji, what do you mean? Bismarck. I think the network in here. Okay. I think we're best not joining.
Sure.
My entrance kakranche. Louis and Suko.
Wow. I think their network is not good. Yeah.
Let's wait for them a bit. Okay, Baba. Network name one.
Okay. Network, you know, yeah, I need to say Ghana, the Abana, and you may be doing certain things via the internet, you know. Yeah, na be more challenge. A bone and Nika Craigina, and I was say, a question would have been I don't start to so I can't to me, as an abrewadi, and fancy how with you, I could have bonnet. Now, to the conversation. Yeah, I think we have Ike and everyone so honor. Luis, I see you, Luis. I mean, who? 24. You were talking about, and you may be a man directly. Ultimately, who certain things about be man who said that be radio and
Yeah.
normal. You know that for me.
Yeah. Most times, you know, these boys, ejuma oye. What I say? Ubisana, obet makacho say oye investor.
Yes, investor. Okay.
Okaso oye investor. One investor ben. Untumi ko question no. When I can investor now, you're supposed to just listen and shut up. What I say?
We listen, we don't judge.
If you okasa, then he enters there. Omomuti Betty. They also tell you they're investors. Normally, you won't know the work that he does. So, I just what Beno, and I say a Jumoyeni. But to me, Makomudano, I'm in Senate. Maybe who I will know. Because one, those people that they have that big money, normally their haircuts mostly is that kind of haircut. Ghana Hanome Obi and Jill say Obe Mano.
Okay. I said, what the key be at one team? And I said,
there's no way a company be say Ombe Mano.
Okay.
Two, this guy has a gun. And we know here in Ghana that before you'll be able to have a gun, unless you have some amount of money, because you want to protect yourself from others.
247. Can I come in?
I never want to say something. I never you can say.
Yeah, I want to say something. You know, whoever that is responsible in giving gun out, I would say they are not doing their job well. You can ask me why. Because before you have to give out a gun, you need to take the person to psychiatric. Yeah, hello.
To be fair, on the other side, let me give this information out and conversation more lively. This gun in question is a registered gun.
And then I'll come there. Because before you even give out guns to anybody in Ghana here, including the big men that we all know, at least call for psychiatric home for them to check on my dream will say if this person is responsible to hold gun. This is the case that when you register, you know the amount that they take when they register you for gun. It's just 1,000 Ghana cedis. I can also have it. Of course, when you fill the forms, you give out every information that they need. Then you pay a fine of 1,000 Ghana cedis. You have a gun. Which doesn't make sense. Obia sorry or a fraud boy or what style bibi kakwantino or pay bibi kakwama, whoever that is responsible in giving authority whatever that they are supposed to have to get a gun in their possession, then they will give it out just because of 1,000 Ghana. What say you'll be by life? And then nipa way guy no on your correct. How can you use gun? Baby, I won't police. You are not any security personnel. How can you use gun anywhere that you go? And Obano so onye, sorry to say, onim nyansa na adwini sa. Obema kuta gun we na wo wachi. Who names yes your treat no oh wait to ano. Right in
Exactly.
penifo kasa omukano no. Say you special boyfriend e wo gan. Na who names say ochina bi no na adwen no emu nya kra na e wo na we first person na we the target. All these things they don't know. So I believe if Ghana police will do something about those who have gun in Ghana here, I think it will help. And
All right.
obedient to me, so it's okoji licenses. Now we know it so just like that. Yeah, the Uko psychiatric hospital, yes, show our dream, and we say, oh, yeah, obi no ma when you now so on your matured in mind.
Okay. Now, Nanefua, watching your DNCB super, so simple for Casa BC or Secano, who was Secano. This is the direct quote, you know. A years Christ when I catch Peter say, Peter, for second, fashion bohanim, na do Secano, who was Secano. That is Matthew 26, verse 52. A bright babachi used to na Peter train Secano. That point, you know, and I use Christo, a cancer, some of the Peter said, you're Tresecano, or who was Secano. In Matthew 26, verse 52. And the Bible, no, for those are what would you and would you and once I wouldn't you know, the reality about it is, oh, yeah, then you munsa musu esi. Do a train Secano, do cura 20 diagorano, and Nadian as I 20 diano.
Exactly.
Your koto to no, that two na some in your problem, yay. It tells you the Bible never lies. Now, Okutu, your statement na will make you know. I may say more mosha adwinimu no mobile dia ho komo papa ntina I can Louis munye ready mame. Education no akwa me yaduru say ye be mo bi license kra no. I will say utimi kokwohwe na adwinimu ni say enye obi na ama no broken heart. Enye obi na disappoint no. Enye na brabo bi enko yie ntina frustration or person odinya tu. Because all these things in them will be to a better trigger certain anger, a better trigger certain action be I'm going to be them. Me once never repeated to was a question for me.
Okay. Inti won, sasa na Americano. Majority me kan.
Pacha me ton kapa.
Good. Sasa na Americano. Okay, Pt2. And Pt2 no is to protect himself. Who are those he is protecting himself from? On another before because say more like one number four. The moment you hit and get the money, your friends will know. They will definitely know. But just that you will show them how you make it.
Okay.
Into these same friends can talk to some police, some military personnel. Then they will come to you say, hey, you are fraud boy, say this. Because also you know, the case no problem. So you give them some amount of money. If you have ebia says can survive because ebia my 1 billion 50,000 you pay. When you pay, these your own friends will go back and go and take their share.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Now, for you to get the gun, if you had a register amount, they are supposed to get some information. Do you have this amount of money? Why are you taking this gun? There should be a reason. This fraud boy cannot give any serious reason. So to make the gun. Unless Obi are very prominent. Do you understand?
Yes.
And, you know, I'm only trying to let you see the picture.
Yes.
These big boys before what's it?
And I've gotten the picture you are painting to us, Matthias here.
These big boys that you are seeing, before they will tend to these big boys, they pass through some big men and women.
Okay.
Let me give you one secret. You see your Momo account.
Yes.
One is there. I don't know if you have 2,000 Ghana limit per day and I said 3,000 Ghana cedis. But me, my account, I can take up to about 50,000 Ghana a day.
Okay.
Because me, my account is not so.
Okay.
So this fraud boy, ono be akasa and a big amount. Your fan said $50,000. On to me for an account in So these big men, a be an artist, a be a movie, mostly no artist, a movie, a music artist in Ghana. Yes, I don't know. Omo fraud music artists ni be now fraud. What I say?
Okay.
These big people will go into terms with you. When I'm able to receive this money for you, we are going to share 50-50. Because on an account na edge, who own account ni be fanje. Into no the account yeah, no watch it. It be a 60-40. That's where the percentage comes in. Into both before no be scan, for obi once and no ni saka. Into this same gun, for the register. Obako this big man. This big man will sort people out.
Okay.
Now,
okay. Wow.
The registration being his name, but I don't know how to call it. Penny be the deal.
Okay.
Because what about Papa? A baby sow, a Juma be on the gun, nibble on yet. At the baby sow, a Juma be now, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I say, or not to me answer because only Juma do a prove. Only reason you are the proof. That big man, now the best movement, now man. No, when you're gone. What I say. So that is how it goes. And you go back to say, here. Now there is some big man somewhere or then account in the G scan.
All right. Yeah.
Now,
wow.
They have these white men. Okay, they have this white men. Oduowa only obi a chat so many years. White man doing so or woman be or down or Ghana and the wife. Then they can use the white man's accounts to take the money.
Now, Okutu,
yeah,
I am loving the conversation and I love the point where we are driving this whole thing at, But I want us to end a bit on that side, maybe you do know concerning the reality of this fraud boys and the game boys, anyhow you are revealing certain things to us. Now yet the other time because we also have another story we have to do in addition to that, and we have another guest also waiting for us in the green room. And I want us to end this fraud boys, a story, but a little bit of the final touches on that, then move to the other story. But next week I will be having the same team like this on Wednesday. Now, also with the Floyd Boys issue, but let's center or let's narrow the conversation down to girl ne One, looking at watching some of the videos on social media after I say issue ni see, interviews, the background of girl no crash there was say 21 years, one kai baby free. If you were Timuno, ekyerɛ wo sɛ saa fie ne wasanka ɛma wo sonson wo ho. No hard words to obia any parent bia because we are all on the street and we know how hard the life is. Until your bad time na what fie bi mu what baby say environment bi mu say na oba ɛwɔ social media no so with this kind of lifestyle. We shouldn't wait for the doom day to happen to them before we start sharing tears. Na esu no emfa omo ma bim. Just 21 years to look at where the social media nanka enye social media nka what will make obia unkra license branded it down on social media. That is my first question to everyone. The gun na hold, it's more like car. If you don't have license and found with a car no cry papa there, you have no right to drive the car. So we need license and found with a car nanka sakra you have no right to drive that car. The same thing applies to the license associated with gun. In the first place, that girl should have been arrested. Girl, no, I know because it won't a crowd and you would have no authority or right to brandish that gun on social media, and that becomes childish on the side of we Ghanaians and on the side of some authorities failing their duty. As to whoever were they licenses Edema Kobe GH, I don't have any problem with that, but we need to also do monitoring. What checks again did we do? Say a two no day then. There's a call for say what your lines is into who kwa you say who kwa him phone one boys in and for nam until you see gun nikra woman akwa say mobile phone flaunting it. A yo mo fe and a two nikra mo no nam. Now, like I said, I don't want to go more personal on this issue because the truth will be bitter to some people. And at a point, you will not even cry for this family because at the NCA, we know the source of where all these things are free bar. but we decide to be blindfolded about it. But we think that social media will listen to our cry, and that is where I will put this. But definitely, this story and this story will forever be resurrected as long as I am social media. Kwesi Bako is going to say we need a part 2. Of course, yes, the part 2 will seriously. We need a part 2 of this. And he also said up there, say, interesting. The youth must be redirected to hard work rather than fast money. And that is true. Yenchre how to make money, not making money in an illegal way. Yenchre how to survive on the streets. That is illegally, but not ways and means. Practice. How? Let me share this. Now you the conversation into us on Famamo. Just last week, because of the quick money and how people want to end their life with money, I was robbed on the streets. Yeah, Jimmy laptop, I'm there, and I watched 7,500. Yeah, Jimmy laptop, no, just like that. And you ask yourself, say, wona we share me, this can see me. So with other things, weapons, free me. Did you ask yourself, say the person I'm attacking, a dear no nusukra? Lucky for you, na me any weapon be. And in the state that I was in that point, I wasn't feeling well. And what if I happen to be someone like OBGH and me to by now, you would have been dead. Or in the name of you want to acquire money in the first way. Let's not be quick about certain things. Thinking, say, the nipa, the maybe, and be our source of wealth. You might get it today, but you will never enjoy it tomorrow. Now, Kwesi Bako is on the line, but let me have a touch on that with Kwesi Bako. Kwesi Bako, welcome back, sir. Oh, welcome. I'm in my sir. Welcome back, sir. Can you hear me? Please unmute your microphone for me. Straight from USA, Texas. Kwesi Bako. Joining you, Kwesi Bako. I think you can hear me now. So, sir, I'm meeting from all sides and so.
May I say, my fellow man. Now, so you're man, right? Mr.
Nice one.
Welcome. But thank you very much. Charlie, brilliant discussion.
Nice one. Thank
brilliant
you.
Discussion. And I like the balance of the people having the discussion. No,
wow.
I think all of you should spread the word and get more people to listen to this type of discussion. Because instead of all the excuse me to say the nonsense that we hear on some of the networks, this is what the youth should be listening to.
Yes, sir.
My brother there 24/7 is really opening doors to how these things function. It's very important. So that we can recognize some of these things when we see them. Our sister Nanefwa is bringing a certain angle to the discussion, which is very unique, right? I'm listening to it and I'm like, okay, this is something that most of us don't even think about. And then my brother over there, Ike, who has a canny semblance to you, I don't know if that's your brother, but he really looks like.
I think they are brothers.
I see. Okay, see, my eyes are sharp like that. So he's also bringing a certain professional dimension to the discussion. It's a very, very, very nice discussion, first of all, and then the panel is excellent, which is why I said let's have a part 2, because I think that there are things that we still want to hear about that we haven't heard yet. So if we can continue this discussion and perhaps get more perspective on it, that would be great. Thank you very much. But I also want to share, something about this story that you just shared, right? About you being attacked and stuff. Synergy. Months, maybe a month or so before I left Ghana to go. Let me share this story publicly, maybe publicly for the first time.
Okay.
But, we have to check it. About a month or so before I left, he'll come back, don't worry. Next time when he goes off like that, keep talking, he'll come back. He just lost the connection, he'll come back. But yeah, I was saying though, a month or two before I left Ghana to go further my studies in Australia, right? Everything was there, my visa was waiting, everything, my ticket, everything. Now, Namiti baby Okumase, your friend Tichimai, those times. And then I was coming into town. Ochame Kwame was having an event.
Okay.
So I was coming into Edum to meet him. And I went to the roadside to pick a taxi. We did not taxi, the taxi stop, driver Nini, Obiti front, and Obiti essay. So the person moved over, right? And made me sit. Charlie, like 3, 4, 5 minutes into the journey, we got to this shaded area, very dark area, cocoa farm area.
Okay.
The other front, pulled a dagger around, faced me, and started going like that. Now they will see there, no. Synergy Senka come and do it in a kata, you still see the mark.
Okay.
From the first time, yes, I know.
Wow.
Reflex, I went like, whoa, I went like that. And I didn't want me. So I just withdrew, started bleeding. I'm like, what's going on? For Sika. I'm like, bro. And I'm saying in my head, say Sika, I catch him, say, bro, for Sika,
I need money.
Knife, I'll give it to you. And all along, I'm thinking about in a month or so's time, I'm supposed to be studying for my master's.
Wow.
Who would I make sure? No? But it's about to end my life. Because of Sika or whatever. I was about to drop an F word on your network, on your show right now.
I know that.
And I jot it for all kaka, no, and all my instructions. And then the one to my side, pulled one of these makeshift homemade Ghana guns to my rib. And I'm like, Charlie, people can kill me anytime.
Just like that.
And it's nothing that my mind had ever processed, ever in my life. For the very first time, I realized, my life is hanging in the balance. There are 3 madmen with me. I'm in a taxi with them. It's moving, and we're in a very dark part of the city. Nobody's there. I'm like, here, take. So I gave them my money. I gave them my wallet. They took my phone. I had 2 phones. Fortunately, that time, something told me, my pockets crash it. Let me just take one phone. I had an MTN line and I had a Tigo line. So I had the MTN line on me, which was my regular line. The Tigo line was at home. That was my saving grace. I just kept communicating with people. People would have been a thing. They took everything. You know what? They took my shoes.
Wow.
Right. It has happened to me before. Yeah.
Let me come on and share this story before we go off. Before we end this segment. They took my shoes and I'm in Seattle, right? I had my smallest white socks, and I had to walk from that part to my house in white socks. Walking through my neighborhood like some madman. Kids will see you and even think like, what's going on with this Rasta man? He's walking with socks. You don't know your story.
You don't know your story. That is it.
My money, no. And all this time, and so at the whole time, I'm saying in my mind, say, Charlie, na phone is kind of mopedia. Remember,
Exactly my point.
My life and my vision and my future versus that.
Just like that. Just because of what the person
you want. That was in my wallet that I don't even remember. It would not be a whole lot because I'm not the person who walks around with like plenty money in my wallet.
Yeah.
I walk around with money that I need to use. So if you rob me at gunpoint or whatever, you're not going to get a whole lot of money, stupid.
Yeah.
First of all. But they took they took my shoes, they took my watch. Just so they don't give you a emoji here.
Like, very serious. So I had the same experience at Seshi First Junction. At that time, I was working at Alora Beach Resort. I was a supervisor there.
These my people, you see young
people.
I know them.
Yeah, I was working at Alora Beach Resort. Anybody who knows at that side, Nungwao side. Yeah. So we had a program, and then I was on night shift, so I closed around 4:30, 4:49. I go to the first junction, Teshi, at 4:49 or so. Well, I think it was a tip off that somebody gave. Yeah, either the workers or I don't know, because I had a lot of money on me at that day.
Okay.
They took the money, people's money, this waitress and stuff. When people tip them and stuff. I was a trusted supervisor there, so they gave their money for me to handle it for them, so that when the next day when they come to work, then or they will come for it, or when I get home, I'll send them their momo. Only for me to get to the junction, these people attacked me 3 good times.
Whoa.
They took my phone, my bag, watch, even my slippers, everything. The coat that I was wearing, they took everything away.
Wow.
So the street is not safe. One of them, I ran to a church. A church was having a night, whatever.
Service at that time.
Exactly. That was when the last one. I ran to that church.
Well, was
Then
3 times the same night?
Morning.
The same day.
No,
The
same day. Like I think after my birthday, 15 days after my birthday, and then 2 days after that incident, and then the third one was, I think, August.
So that means you've been attacked 3 times.
3 times.
Wow.
Continuously. So I have to move from that side, like Teshi area, move to different place.
Wow. I think this would have been my Friday
The street is not safe for us at all.
People that are attacked on the road, people that these boys, you know, when they get to them, it is not what they are looking for alone. You end up hurting you because of what the person needs. If it's about money, you request the money, you live peacefully. If it's about phone, you request the phone, you request for the phone, you take the phone and you live peacefully.
You want to kill somebody because of a phone, because of shoes.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying that it's a well-balanced discussion, because the mental health assembly na more can in because if you value human life, what I say,
you will not do it. You will not do it.
Why would you even equate a phone to a human being's life?
To a human being's life.
Like
just a normal thing that can be bought anytime, any day.
Nobody phone who said ne iCloud cramp went me cramp and cracky cramp.
Won't me assess here.
And I watch 50 cities and 100 cities. No one will still be discussion. I'm very proud of this synergy. This is a very good discussion. I feel said it should get to as many people as possible. All the angry we are hearing, also we should hammer on that, because and this will be
in Ghana we don't take mental health as we don't treat it as
Ike, if you can hear me, Ike, can you hear me? What do you mean?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, me too, Kappa.
With this mental issue regarding this whole thing, as a pointer or to me, equate the life of someone to Adia Watch, you know. What do you think? And I say, what nebit me trigger this kind of inhumane act, you know? A dear nebit mama nabasa.
On say na mostly no say obi cause a situation we ma ya na nipa no your mindset na akoye say media dey free so mesi wono se manfa ma me na say menya sa de na mfiri wono ma one okono oba ko report ya ma police fo ame ya da wa be china na say bia se wonya wono like obi put too much effort e wo so ama wo no ayede wo de ade na ma no se ne we senior father kan say ono ne de no senka if senka scan nkomo pen nko kan ya ko de be ma no what you say. And this is the case so no says when putting mad force ni ade bia mo wan ne se na ni abre a onfa de ne ma no so no intino ebe we a se when prawa na so anya ade bia mo wan se ade we de me ya mo wan se mani abre ntifama me a ane de unjam ko na yin so twese kan si ade a eda wo de onne so de twa wo de a we be give you out say na eji ne pakọ, you get it. And most of the time a football back one be my yana you fall victim to this near say on say ana mostly see a ko baby next one is adia san and as adia san mpo na say akofro car na we should see to it say any penny na yana sometimes bu adwen papa on say utimi kokofro car Now sometimes oh share nipa bi compose and post on the take and what things say and then papa on the take see mu.
Okay.
I quite remember na me wo fie me ka baby a wo laptop no ni we ni issue ni see na dale mu onum na no na me ne mada na e ko fie apon jacha ne e ko fie and na papa bi tikal mu obi a wo de ka free e kire ba na ya dum light o the me an say o di full speed abe park see enim asem o kan an say ye metena ka anim ana mi say dey ntina metena ka anim o say ono no twi ka ne di free e chi ba na tare na ohun say hye me mada no ese obi a onim no ne nete e wo mu area mu wontin ko e den o park no afa no e de na ko and looking at how an is in and no ono ne fa ne say e obi ne ba ana e den e ko ani pa ne oba aha intino looking at how a nipa ne sidi kind be sin twa mu no you being a human being no in your right sense so timi hu ne say nipa na nya papa ne hye ntrim because there is no one on this earth so wo ko ba bi na se man say bia o wa ko bo obi a obetwi ka as abnormally I don't know say the make an say motiasia on say
Yes, we shouldn't be quick to accept any offer just like that. We shouldn't be quick to accept any offer
like
just
that.
like that. Therefore,
my point though is I say when you see red flags, right? Obvious red flags. For instance, after they see and they say, I'm making next time I'm a bad Ghana. I was walking because some of them would be, you know, a franchise for babies, a franchise.
Yeah, a franchise. Yeah.
They said they all kind of be the Okada.
Yes.
The funny panel. They or the about this one. It was late. It's not quite okay. I'm fine, but I'm reflecting back to their told me those times. Now me check out so I said, okay, me boys too this now you buy constantly. Me no more now. It's okay. Us. And one Okada guy, it's hard for him to overpower us. Actually, now there was one in the back. Into who say and decided okay, basically Okada driver and who up front. Or we 2 year trade, we stand a good chance. So I sat in the thing, yeah, because I could do a new now. No self or before by quack who bio. I'm another one no sir.
Yes. Yes.
You know, not slow. Oh, Master, the natural women, my boys, who minimum when I'm saying. Now, not because of that, into me, but now was some small protection which I'm home kind of pro. Before I did bonnet, Gina at once. And as you see, we know Nipana wa form, Kona Kusiomo. The better for Niaba. The better Niaba simple. And sometimes you say, oh, sir, experience maybe an asset said there or red flags now. Then you can do something about it. But in my situation now, first of all, me experience be a saga.
Yes.
And why am I faka dibia?
Yes.
And you are not expecting anything. Can you be nothing suspicious about the car?
Yeah.
Driver team, obit front, nipa bakuti tree. Regular taxi. Oh, go pinament na hobby. Now feel cool in calculating that things that you really cannot expect it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can do your best, but we have to look at the whole thing holistically. From who area no about for dreaming near there no I'll see deeper. It's not make us say part two. You come much deeper because
much deeper.
Focus also force near there, but at the same time no. Anything nipa be cry vegans. What I say vegetarians because who say abua kra sabi ya the second two ni minima onya tema de man.
Yes.
But who cry second. Fair enough. Said they are okay now fine, but my son Kabakwa can hold no. First, no, now Ubayam robber. Now where did now Obey Macacra.
Yes.
Who no go betting out of them.
The
only thing Obey and saw the tone of the Baba also.
Yeah.
Because Obi Minima, I will knock the heck out of him. With his older mission, but to keep him. But maybe Jenny said, I didn't know we quit say Satuno. And he loaded. I will bet me out to Eddie Kunipa because of fun. Next week, and that's the next time we bring a moment against Arden.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Correction well made from my own side, sir.
Okay. Synergy. If I say all right, somebody.
Okay, me too.
concerning this issue, no, on say under mental health na got professionals no. I was field no so no. Once na de bia no, you fired to your home for field no so near say. On say mostly near delay with more mental problem. Sorry to say, like us or more margin in your down for no. And one advice to every mental health professional and as a personnel near say, only will be our mental problem. Have it encounter bia. Also, man of vast gap will be ready, say, be able to yes at any point in time. Say, if you be an adjumu can know about office, none need in common. I was a woman mental health professional. No, what's not being gate? Sort as here.
Yes.
Senebea in the course of say any abnormal EB advance be a better trigger and say, or better ourselves. No, first, we will be access to gate, no safety first. And no one also remove pana. Was also a chance to say, but down for an answer will be an adjumunya. The more none any have it, counseling examination, or boy a few minutes maybe, and a bit mad then. I come back with on honest slap and say, oh boy, we have there some few minutes, maybe a bear say, and a 1 minute maybe and a 2 minutes maybe, and a bit in your boy and say, minute in your with me one because why are buying nipa. Sas and young me came a change basis to say, send the Evan Sabia after open when you're more experienced woman. Now will be a hand on the pen. We should always be vigilant. Say at any point in time and we be able to me at all.
Now, can we say, sir, Ike, those people are indulging in this kind of robbery, this kind of attack, are they mentally stable?
I will say, I will talk out boldly, say, they are not mentally sound.
Okay.
Because
why?
On say, yes, senior father can say, be say, so we could have the second cry to a boy minimum question. And sometimes when you feeling be say, I answer one cry to say, any player who cooperation me, say one. On far alcohol and also when you drug abuse be a won't even quiet idea.
Okay.
Opian one waiting any kind. I imagine so the second air to young community and I say on any can ye be for Robbie will be intimacy that. In this case, no, Nipan either say one for reader. Now I engaging itself into drug substance be. And I say be what for be beyond the news when here to so one the panel John so what take a now on found.
Senior correction, you are honor. Okay.
Okay.
I live in a country where weed is legal. It's time for us to rewire our minds.
Okay.
Make me an anti-alcohol store, Musisia.
How I
ask me for an ID, they'll not ask me for anything. I'll walk in there and buy weed and come and smoke.
Okay.
You want me to be I have done so today. What I said. And I'm the same one talking to you about say Abuampo Ultra Onimena Obenya feelings. I've been vegan for over 30 years.
Okay.
Over 30 years, Abubia Namunko Menumuda.
Oh wow, vegetarian.
And how do you equate say Obiti Sami? I can go and buy weed and smoke it and go and
okay.
Somebody. It doesn't make sense.
Me concern say. Me concern say. Okay.
Let me make you one quick point. Weed is used in medical research, asthma, cancer, all kinds of things. They are using to cure things like that, to at least manage things like that. And your mind and some brainwashed we say be about things like weed. So we equate weed with other methamphetamines like cocaine and heroin, these other things. So we think they're the same. They're not the same.
Yes.
One seed from the marijuana plant and you put it in the way because it has its own uses. Because in terms of trade, pharmaceuticals and textiles and all those things. So there's history about that. I can share it with you if you're interested. But what is going on is what is rethinking all of these things. That's why where I live now, after so many years, and what you say, the funny thing, since I'm here, the consumption is not going up.
Yeah.
It's just that they are not arresting people for it anymore. So now I don't have to go and hide in the corner and fear police to buy the same thing I would buy anyway.
Publicly, now it's a war. Yeah.
What stores? What I say, because where I buy mine, people are employed. So now when you nipa bear for they run the shop,
Yes.
they run shifts, 24 hours. We will wait you and way up, but they get paid. Somebody's growing the thing, it's farmers, they are getting paid. But what is the result? I didn't think Ghana we bought them, not America we and what them. All the time. But America, they we are home.
I think for them, they add that red thing, they mix concoction in there. Those pills, they add a whole lot of things to it.
That's the point.
Please hold on for me.
I think.
Please hold on for me. Hold on for me. Please hold on for me. I think the point Ike was trying to make was about the abuse of it.
The point is legitimate. My only problem with that is we know the
Okay. Sorry to say that.
There's nothing wrong.
Say
I just want to take the weed out of that. That's my job.
Talking about weed,
a weed like that and not share a little bit of garlic, please.
Okay, senior. Sorry for that. Talking about weed, not say yes, sister. Make key statement. You want to say? Fa weed in the qua. Ebi fa combine some certain drugs here. Lead to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of late, yet me mix weed with some energy drinks be. And so what we find say offer weed normal say now. I know say you come now be still cool place. But nipa no one mix it with the energy drink anyway, The mindset in the action see what my better trigger na BBA. A very different from what they now fire Red now you can want them say red no.
The only thing with you and you be so not a fact and send away Bonnie Bissau.
Yes.
Go with their own self.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to chip in and say that sometimes to single parenting also play a huge part in some of these cases. Single parenting. Why am I saying that? The child can tell the mother that, oh, I'm going to my father's place. Who knows? He or she is not going to their father's place, but rather to friend's place. Because the parents are not whatever that they say. The mother will not call the father to check on the child. The father will also not call the mother to check on the child. So it's like the child will be lying to the parents. Meanwhile, he or she know exactly where he or she is going. So you can hear say, oh, yes, oh, bana kuku bi wahanum say you say, oh, me bana de enyampa okone papa. The same thing we be frɛ ma me na ka chote yes, oh, bana ko yes boni say wa how. Obeka say de bi o, me bana de on tita o, or yes say. So sometimes no, single parenting it also play like it plays a huge lot of challenges in these situations. Yeah.
Okay, now establish your point for us and you wrap up on this one. Establish your point for me.
Then I may can once and I'm make key point to be said, we bet in any kind IBB. So when any can be BB, 7 minutes more advance me to one. There's no way say me like me father be my energy name course or I met me a pulley up semi go BB. And I'm a boy.
Yes.
Tell me what my family was go could do bisika. Like say nipa na kwaya na adwen say or panic me anasa o kasa on for mama a. Me kwa me feel shy. Into unless my fa bibia ma me energy na anasa mindset no. A trigger me ansa na me tia de. Enya dai ganes no. Akoye sa ade no. And this way coming up with that substance abuse sa nyoma ne sa we no ebe keka ho a ena mo bitimi nya that awokuro ni se kwa koye sa de wi se obi nani kan so wa kwachi obi a te se de na me brother e kan experience o say offer mu there's no way say minim se kan ko from ko kwaje no se na o mani kan no be sa de na ko no mo preso a sometimes obi a nani nya de woni ko ko preso so abeje wa de a uboni henya kakra bi a otimi dwane se nipa na fa bibia ma na like as why overdose when ne ka no when say one na ne kasa na kwa yakora bi ma no small boy yakora because onyoma wa mix no adwene ni stable mind o esa adwene atra enyoma wa keka bu ma fa for ne widie mu na ebobo no ohun kura so yakora bi intino me my like me funny say advice and mema no was anyoma we no nyane say day in day out biano let's all be vigilant see yakoba bia you say at any point in time bia na nipa ne de adwen no betan sa if you want him kwa no you mu bu akwa mental problem but e bia ni nim in World Health Organization no every human being on this earth is one way or the other experiencing mental problem.
Okay.
Yeah, experiencing mental problem. But I just say oh dey nyan trigger and so dey nyan show offer. And you so you okay. You wa bodama ahye sim to nam kwa ho. But any na papa.
Mamim Brim.
Okay.
I think the best word for you to use is depression. Depression to me, nyoma baby.
Ni na kada mental we no problem ni bi mu ti no. Ni na na mo kama. E bia dwene ya de bia na mu no. Nyoma bebre. Nti no advice na me ho ne say wo number bi o so ye mfa so ye den o. Always be conscious of yourself. Say at any point in time, be a could be a bit nyato. Because any
I think, for the sake of time,
okay.
like I said, the show will forever and ever continue as far as God, and I'll say your God, you will definitely have another day such as this to continue this discussion. And thank you for your time. And 24/7 CEO of media. Thank you guys so much for being no. Now I said the one guy what chipping in, I will definitely let you wrap up. But let's be conscious about these things. The social media and the way of life. No. One way or the other, if we are not parents, we have friends, and we know what these kind of things can do to us. And we know one way or the other, said the Ike can, within just a flash, just a second, I'm why you baby. But I will say, moment I get a hold of ourselves anytime. Seen a beer, a lady beyond what we will find ourselves in here. Can say a mistake now or be rich is blaming it upon a mistake in a month to but the body is not there to answer. Say, "I need a mistake." Oh, into the was here. The will be no, yet the bay your embrani will be D. Now, your final words on that. Now, Nana and Sana want some more final words. Now you move on to Kwesi Bakon. I know, sir, you are on standby for me because we have beef. We say you're spicing a chilled one, and no, me no never we say beef, Let's go. 24/7.
Yeah. Me I'm talking about smoking. Numbers I give you, but one man can't be there. My smoking that. And smoking won't. And you'll be no smoking or yes, sir. I just will be all bunny on too. When you smoke, it triggers you, it controls your mind. Say, yeah, baby. This I do money with you, man. The moment I trigger on you will do it. Me my smoking that. But anytime I smoke piano, it puts fear into me because of the way it controls my mind. I guess I mean, person me doing it. It's a my making I am every day. It's a how in a major smoking.
Okay.
And with the use of drugs, it be me can say son me person make sure, but your cough syrup be when you mix it with milk, it will daze you like alcohol. There's some cough syrup, a syrup, a liquid. When you mix it with milk, it can daze you like a weed or alcohol. And some of the boys they do that to get them hyper. Ike, yeah, aware of that cough syrup that make them.
Yeah.
I know.
Good.
I know what you're talking about.
It's not be the one more far. It's me more yes, sir. One, a weed. Weed na you be I will go almost smoky power very calm.
Yes.
Because the time I was smoking, I don't smoke outside. I was smoking inside the room. A family, they say me them.
Not a dow.
Simple, because the way I will react to me, for instance, me will be you. What's the time about back? Baby, I'm saying.
Yes.
I want to be no. Kwana mu ha. Oh, I'm that. It is me, I'm saying them. Oh, it's me, you know.
Matia, 24.
No,
Mate.
it's
I have your take on it for me. Time when I'm have all the time because stories in the yeah, there will be part 2, part 3, part 4, up to say Yankee Sibidin common who say I mean, up to the point when he said people have been educated enough. Now, yeah, they did. Now, no answer. Have your final words for me.
Right. Okay. So all I will say is we should always be our brother's keeper. That's all.
Okay.
We should always be our brother's keeper because say I'm not going back though, but then I have to chip in something. Say lady no all corner or crab say mama ebia many madam way eko baby mama na say ne grandmother no oye penny obetimi aka che ne say men ko baby say. But we just even me as baby I me do baby but if I take voter, I share my life location to the people around me. I share my live location because I don't know what might happen. If you know, we should be our brother's keeper, and then also if we are taking boats and those things now, we should share our life location and then at least tell somebody where we are going and who we are with. So that if in case anything happens, they will know who to hold responsible. Anka boy no can't copy GH Kobe mono. Ebi anka ne busuafo nim sese ni say ya. Anka ebi no mo mane nko. But nam fusem nti. Abi su Ghana I say youth no nam fusem ye ende too much.
Yeah.
Nam fusem dos okoha obenya adamfo. They can't stay alone. But if you can't stay alone, you are a weak vessel.
All right,
if you can't stay alone. So we should always be our brother's keeper and always tell where we are. We should share our live locations to people around us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you too. Now, Ike, Bonatofa, mami. Bonatofa, final.
Yeah, talk one now, nobody in idea say, yeah, brother, is a kind, you know. Yeah, mostly, and I'm for into certain things be. And last, I want to 24/7, I carry child to what is on no for we know. Being a mental health professor and I say be an officer, no. Me advise say we be fa weed and I say drugs and I say EB. But I know they be saa we no na say be done for other matters. Sene be later on bit me eden. E bie mu di nti a make us anyama no. Nti me final message me can say always be on. We should be our brothers keepers. This a kind no. Checking up every day say nipa so mesi meten and catch e dey no wo komu ne saa anyama no. And youth of today no yempe adwuma na nya adwen so kontitiru ema no ema ne titiru fancy dresses ne fancy nyoma ne saa nyoma ne lady design mo enya peer pressure me to week ne saa nyoma no e advice pack do say de ma yenwa no ma ne mrante na series no mostly ema ne titiru you ladies are easy to be convinced in things saa nyoma be say no o say e se mu kinapa.
Point of correction, not everyone.
Sorry, not everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, start changing when you see advice me na say be hwe hu ye na de bia no. Our loved ones be check up on everybody, and also the de bia na enye vigilant. Be be copy because nipa de adwene to this at any point in time.
All right.
That's my final message for you guys.
So much. Thank you. Bless you guys so much for having time with me today on Entertainment Arena, right here on Radio Quarter, on GH News Now, is on Facebook, and on YouTube is GH News Now. With me, I had a discussion via the internet, via the video link with 24/7. That is CEO of Rich Media. And with all the knowledge I'm much saying, I really appreciate and I thank you so much for your time. Like I said, we are going to have about 2 part 3 as to how we basically could be on different days such as this. And our youth, our colleagues, our friends and families will be educated and know what the street holds for us. As I always tell you, the street is as hot like the fire now, also but it's up to you to quench it the way now open so you can pass through. Either by any means, be either extinguisher, illegal means or legal means. But stay positive and know, say the street is never friendly. You decide as to how friendly becomes for you. So N24/7 GH. Thank you. But until that, let me pour some much water on this story. No, said me say the mother, the family of this young girl did more disservice to her than anything. If you think you will bring someone into this world and you cannot say or direct that person, it is far better you stay at one corner without having children or anyone at all. But your family will be your companion or whatever. Because so the baby we are say, na a partner within a baby we are saying no. If BBC didn't publish a on social media, you see that video, and then as a video we be trendy. Now you keep start thinking, say, and a life you see it. But say BBC, that is when we start pointing figures. That is wrong. Mentally, we said that peer pressure can lead to all these things. Mentally, broken homes or lack of parental care can lead to all these things. So we have to be very careful on the side of parents and know, say, and release our responsibility from us. The corner, your responsibility to take care of our Korano copy. Say, what we say, what be ni patitru, what ye be and in Sakona no a legit. But yes, your responsibility still holds as a father or mother. The gun ne a crown no. And you're registered, but we all saw the video on social media without talking about it because the boy ate in the crown. One phone cocoon will be into crown and I then. But in the first place, that is wrong. You brand this gun on social media without you having the required license. That. And that is it. And that is how we will end it for you today. Thank you so much, GH. 24/7 CEO and Nana Efua Ansa. I roll it on this one as it is the current beef on social media massively. Yanko Edem
Yampo nyame adomo bia ho ye medin de kokoma na mekasa kire badwomba na ade ba ko ameken yewura mahama ba ye no kwasem ye the politics to nchen a mom ye ka no papa ne boy adwuma o ye adwuma papa no kre se me tu kwan se a me bananti mu se ya na me ba ya na me nya dollar kakra me ba na ma benane o be ba na dollar na ye bebre nanso o ha bia na me check dollar na me hu se me ba no me dollar se be kofom but eye me de ntia me de se say what Ghana na we to take it akwa China we to take it aba US we to take it akwa other countries ya ana we hu se wo bre sisi a dollar ne ba from no ebe boa control wona wodi dwan kasa de di kan no na de ba ko me sere papa ne se wonya mame ene Ghana fo bi ebe fo de me kan so because me kasa kire ba dwemba me sere papa John Dramani Mahama se nkonfa mra bi mra se akora bi ana panyi bi etimi di phone sine ho so etwa te se de me twen na okasa wo tumi mu ande ahoodi mu se ase won so obi a wo mu obi a obehanu wo bia papa John Dramani Mahama ye president yi na wadi na tem sebi na wotimi kasa wa ye kwasea wa ye timi fo no obehwe mu kura so na nipa kro no sebi o do ono ane gina ho no obehanu obi di camera sine so na wo ye papa da se esikafo na ye ne anim so mabia bia adwuma man kofo nya bi ye no na nipa ne timi di camera sine so wodi na tem atitru ni abrumpon bi a
Danny, you need to know you new come. Okay, so we what can't say. Jeda, or see what come and I could say. Your family, Nembran Mede. I'm a trim man for us. Uncle, I'm bidding penny for them. I'm a trim man for us. a council of state elder baako ana ene wo kasa yi pani baako miami ne akokuma nu o na saka akokuma nu we ko nka bibia boni ho wagu dia wo kan nyansa pa wo mo Bob Siga nya Bob Siga wagu so kai se me ne wo mienu ana me ne Vivian Gel na wo ana yetwa aware boni wagu kai that is well over 13 years ago so me ne free baby na eba eji me measured in the way a person me come adwetch nya sa bia sa bi ka wo ma me no sinyina ka beje because wo kokuma nu we a hypocrite on kan okure exactly na mame mfa warning we enko na obinya no ho ntiase na won se Boapayo bi kokuma nu a we ye movie actor na won se Boapayo bi in his quest say obe serving the paymasters or the menim etwim first okofa tornado ebe si ho ema odidi me ma me akosua be ne watem ma nka hwe me koka Ibrahim ama ene sha adwempa hinachi obesi ho didi matem ma nka hwe enanu ya wasabe si ho me ne kwase ya ohye ne yire kwase to yi apapon yi amatela he said you no kwakuma no ni nchire mu ne se many amatela ko oba ho he has nothing to do with a politics ma men kan che kwakuma no o party a obeti wagu sana me ma ansansa dali ne hwan ne won ya o manji wagu atosoko atoso no atoso sa I will give you the benefit of the doubt say wadwene esa na said you want until call left san wadwene so tie wona left and I believe say san wadwene if the nipa bia wo kasa ase be kasa kire benyansafo that means wo nim say o kan kwase asem it will be so hwe say benyansafo tie wa if say wo kanyansa o hia so be kasa me kasa kire benyansafo ogumanu o fa wa fefa na de ba fi ha me ne o ba wie no wonam kumase adwomfo ma ne be to dwonso agu so Unipa bonesemu akọ ya akọfa eye santu ayi Judas abusuapani Judas Kwame Despite what did nwa wo dia wo party a obete o party a obete ya do tu fiewura e wo boase na sabi ye pake wo car ayi garage na sa wo ye car obeka mati na me se wo party a sa na wo de nkrofo ko aduro so a ayi your friend say ayi joy that before wo ba wo mu yes ba bia wo de nkrofo ko nyina ye beka magana fo at precisely so wo de skafo ba bia se wanya Ibrahim mama no ofidu a you better shut up exactly na se wonnim na me ma wo ni wantie me bow dia 2 minutes in for messages or must send the phone. You will be shocked. Na medel, okokuma medel. Odi opa go ahead with sansem hunu ni bi. Ma mentis wa fa make every festival. Na be so oguma ni mu ase. Na ka wa beti upiga no samia. Wa adwene left no. Me twel. Exactly. Why enemy ansa? Emwa wo na so opa NDC a. The NDC. Wotu ye discuss bibi foundation ho. Woni nyansa bia ye discuss. Enipa wuni ayi wonim the difference between credit card and the credit score. You can national issues are. Come on to precisely. More fire. Him. Yeah, discussing a serious matters. More fire. And when your baby did so when your baby did judge me, that's in a what did now when you're arguing so the make one prefer about your topic. Said them a man grow for 1 year you will be shocked what I'll do to you. For pound. More fire. Madam and cow will be out. I'll come here, my cow. Me kanipa it want me peace akokuma no come here me can also mama abre what did mama akoso ma ayi akwa did mama akoso last year also man can once one gas first video no so did matem na about 2 months ago also man can once and was be your next one what there kwasi abaju dwan so also your santini a me so onye santini Demom so yes antini dia makau twi me so kwasia e ba ju dwan more fire
tuf ne jaji mi no tie katatie chai that's why you say wo susu obi a wo kasa kire obi o kasa che obi a hwe obetimi ni artist full Fred Dile Ubetimi ni actor fufure dealing. But me side there, don't come there. Member. Komu say mo yen kura ma me. Me so kiki go. Dabi o. Hey, so obi huna me. Ade me pese meti bi kura no. Ade me pese meti bi se obi huna me.
So when you Ibrahim Mama no fit.
And from who say my besi asem no so. Mo say me di kan kura kan say me ben papa despite no. Eye ne ya. Afre o wie ka. Say me de sikafo kwa aduro so. Hey, katachie. Emi ya say me fro din katachie. Wahini mini wahini din. But from ne kwadi a wo ye Ghana ni na wo hia afrifa frene nkwasiafo hene. Edin a obi amfa frene ye nkwasiafo hene ana agimifo hene. Ahini ne wodi nyina ne din aye agimifo hene ana nkwasiafo hene. Say din we mienu ne yebe makatachie from eneko. Say nkwasiafo hene ana agimifo hene katachie. Udin a media ma lanche ma 2025 ni. Nkwasiafo hene na say agimifo hene. Sabi sikani na ono no momanya ne sika no. Na wonu sikani ne mpa ibo wobo ane ne bambo. Na wo watimi de na kwadu so akochim na adwena na sese. Wa hie obi no fi na komo pe wasema joy daddy for. Dr. Manfred, Dr. Harry, Dr. Surgeon.
Okay, welcome back once again, right here in the series of Radio Culture, Kumasi in the Ashanti region, and live with me, right here with Makwami Apia Synergy, doing this with you. Follow me on Facebook, is GH News Now, and YouTube is GH News Now. And here is the time for us to speak truth to whoever was in the crano. And here is the point we have to speak the words in plain sight, said the as to how you will receive it, either better or better, you will know, say, it hurts, but that is the truth you have to hear. If democracy is all about expressing our franchise, our feelings, and how we have to say things rightly, that is the point. Where lies the junction? So now we are trying to play the other side of it. Say, if it's about A, we love A. If it's about B, we love B. Now, Katetia Frifa and Kokumanu, the Kumawood actor, is in serious beef. And the reason, any DNTiano and a master free one media mawono. It all started from, well, even says a Kokumanu, no Sanya money be crana, oh yeah. So did you Tim Krana? Young fanny say, Anne, Sebi. Yes, it's a Bible na can say Sebi. Say, Okwasia Krakana Nutuma Yebuniansani. Sounds in a baby muso catcher, say, Sebi bimwa, wa mutia yina, say, Okwasia Nancy Sanagene. Nasadrin system poaba, ne ye tufo. Says item the deal on social media. It doesn't help. It doesn't good. It doesn't yield anything a positive BI in our democracy. Does it warrant someone to also come in with a banter and an insult such as this? Are you true more this in the face of other people? With this, on this more discussion, it's Ras Kwesi Bako, who joins me right on the street from USA. And anybody didn't come on. Ras, if you can hear me, welcome back once again on this particular segment which has to deal with truth be told right here on Entertainment Arena. How do you see this, and which side of it are you going to tell the truth? Please unmute your microphone for me.
All right, thank you. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm on the side of common sense.
Yes, I.
And decorum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I also have to tell you, sir, I am slightly skewed against Oketeche Frifa for several reasons. I can take you down memory lane on why.
All right.
Let's focus on the issue at stake.
Yeah.
Oketeche Frifa Kwakoyo, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I have a feeling, sir, he will end up on the wrong side of history if he hasn't already noticed that now. I think, sir, somebody should advise him. He's bound to end up on the wrong side of history. Why do I say that? In Ghana history, Kakra, you know, sir, Ghana, we've struggled with governance for a very long time.
Yes, very well.
We've had, leadership issues for a very long time.
Yeah.
Now, if you also look at what's going on in the sub-region,
Yeah.
the
Which has to do with
AES, right?
Yeah.
The Sahelian states and all of that.
Yeah.
People yearning for another type of governance.
Yeah.
Because from one notice says, Sabi, politicians, they're taking us for a ride.
Yes, I.
Now, Ghana in the previous government had a case like that where Ghanaians were extremely angry at the government.
Yeah.
However, we decided to say, you know what, we'll bear it out.
Yeah.
We don't want to go like the other countries which have coups, because we have experienced coups before.
Several
we just want to don't pay your money. They vote you out.
Yes, you vote
government to replace it. Now, the government has come out to all intents and purposes. What do we need as a people? This is why I keep asking. If you check my editorial last week, I was asking, what are we doing? Are we practicing politics, or do we want development? And then it's more important for me, say, my party here in power. And now say more important to me, say, dollar no, any city no, and as a city no, any dollar no, air say ya, or she shine in left, right, center. Let me tell you this short story, Synergy.
Yeah.
I had to pay somebody, right, in Ghana. It was quite an amount. So I broke it into two. So, okay, I'm half of this.
Okay.
Now, I'm saying to you the other half.
Okay.
In 2 weeks' time. Me calculate here, it was about, let's say about $1,000. It was a little over, no, it wasn't even, it was about $900.
Okay.
Almost $900.
Okay.
So we just broke it. I just said, okay, let me pay you half of that. And the next week, 2 weeks, now me tell half now. Me tell half of that. Next week, I'm going to pay the other half now. I had to chip in over $500. And then still, my brother in Ghana had to add money to go and pay that debt for me. Within 2 weeks. And if you don't want that, what do you want?
Exactly.
What did I make sure no?
Yeah.
Do you want a government that is digging a hole in the ground for $56 million?
Yes.
Or 58 or however. Or do you want a government within 5 months, waiting a dollar no, a feeling into that level and my age before who and higher more. We have to be practical. But here let's come back to Kt2. Here we have somebody why not say none of that is important. None of that is important. Any means or the year first, or the catch a cloud. 2, or the go against the National Democratic Congress. And mind you, let me say it. I am not an NDC person. I'm not speaking for the NDC. If the NDC goes wrong, listen. We've done it before. This is not the first time. Go to GH News now. You set the GH News now up first. Now Atamels now in power. And then came Mahama. Go all the way back, check our videos, and see how much we were on the case until Akufo-Addo came, and how we congratulated Akufo-Addo when he came to power, thinking that something good was going to come out of it. And it's not political, it's not partisan. Common sense.
The development of the country.
You hear and normally as a people for the dignity of the Ghanaian.
Yes.
Baby, I'm here in New York. Now you're in Nigeria saying, yes, Taliban, you people there, this. But even with our electricity issues in Nigeria for no, now when you break Ghana for relatively stable electricity.
Yes.
We won't have make sure.
This is worse than that.
Basically, what you say, and some other things. Of course, almost one be far better than ours. Of course, we compare those things. Because I said John Mahama ABA Terminal 3, no. They came back and a very hard in Nigeria and they make argument about me. He said, no, you are right. Would they hear better? It doesn't happen by heart. And I don't like, oh yes, oh yeah, oh Charlie, the Terminal 3, the Ghana won't. So these are the things we should look for. But what can the for what to waste yourself? Whatever the situation is, you have to run it down. I have a problem with that.
Now
the problem with that.
The point that I want us to establish and make it clear is the media itself is said to entertain, educate, and give out information. Where from it? Where did we get wrong? I beg get you to the point. It looks as if you will have people sitting behind the console defending a certain political party using all kinds of words. In Kayakano in the society, you see where the but if the person sits in the studio, you're brandishing it differently.
Exactly what Kweku Meno is talking about.
Yes.
he may not have been to the biggest schools or universities, to put it in flamboyant language, but all things being equal, this is exactly what he's saying. Policy and legislation. Me, let me make it clear again, as a media practitioner, right? Whichever way you look at it, you understand. But here it is.
Yeah.
I am not a supporter of, what's the word? Monitoring the media. I mean, yet fan of that at all. I don't support that, because that is a dangerous weapon. It's like the cutlass. Or the shirt nipa papa and sema. Obetimi akodo edi bayra.
Yes.
Or the shirt nipa poni sema. Obetimi akwakuchicho obi kuno. So I'm not in a hurry to say, oh, let's make a law, because one shiny year we will be heading in an area where Yankasa media, it will become counterproductive to us.
Yes.
Those same laws now will turn around and bite us in the bum.
Yeah.
Especially considering this day and age, people produce all different manner of content. But then again, looking closely at it now, we need some type of firewalls. We do, because some said previous son, Oma Penny John Mahama, we to the West you say, or you'll be papa, or you'll be kuno, or you'll be a relative, or you'll be bibia, but or between the West, assume minor. Does that deserve a death warrant? Is that something that we should be punishing him for? Maybe a wrong guy. Hey, let's go for him. In as much as decorum allows. Decorum. That's the key word. And a decorum, there's no measure for decorum. Obiane is that for decorum. Walkers a say a crap for because I'm a Chelsea.
Yes. As far as or didn't part of
so decorum is the key word here. But other than that, the action here, the Mobi Cotichia concept, oh, let's make a law. That create a law, say, no. Answer now, phone, put your license. How about that?
But I think
I'm just being extreme. But I'm saying, say, if we're not careful, and then the law that comes out of this is too draconian now. You're going to be counterproductive to the media.
I think Kwesi, I think the point now Kokumani was driving at is the insults.
We are looking at it holistically, right?
Okay.
Because in as much as I'm not a fan of monitoring the media, I also agree, say, offer Omampini, for instance, offer some of the people in public service, offer other people, offer Omampini with him, any other. Me, I've been very brutal of Yakani Akufo-Addo, for instance, and Bawumia. But I always exercise decorum, right? Always exercise some form of decorum, because or you'll be parent or you'll be a BB, okay? And if Kwekumenu is asking for some type of legislation now, they beg Gadi against those things now. Maybe he's right, but do we need legislation? I think it's already there, right?
We already have our culture, which prompts
somebody. You can be charged for all manner of things, but the accord to some different level, I think it's even becoming harder for the courts to keep up with.
Exactly.
Courts require books anymore. Baby crown fine shit.
Baby crown fine shit.
I said, now but information. And I said,
information. I say,
in fact, Chairman want to me, for instance. John Mahama call, John Baye, Now, first of all, I don't think John Mahama is Okojo. First of all, Obeko Juma, maybe official or what I say. If Madame Nordina was going to the market on a daily basis, ebe create traffic on a daily basis. I don't think so.
Yes, because
more damage.
Yes,
she has a staff. She has
you
a
can
staff who do those things.
Yes.
Who you be out there? First of all, what is Akasanabos are growing? Because I be okay. They've been hardwired for that kind of messaging. Or by internet, I don't know Pt2. What I say? On pet Pt2 MBA. They get Juma Baho and find a home. They see hospital, they don't care. Aquana you zilch. Oh, dollar from none of that. The person say John Mahama ye akudum or buy no John Mahama able to be made so and that is content. That's somebody's one I mentioned. Kwekume is right.
Yeah.
We should build some firewalls against these things. Even though your name said they are court, they're legal. Yeah, you bet me a resort. I don't think I have to go to court every time somebody comes on the internet and says, and I miss it.
Yeah.
There should be immediate checks against some of these things.
Yeah.
And we have to discuss it. Mind you, also said it's not simple because the government of Ghana, the Ministry of Communications, they don't control the internet. So there's only so much they can do. What I say? We have some system there. When you do something like that, they can maybe trace your IP address and something. But they really do not have too much control over the internet itself.
But don't you think, sir, the NCA, on the other side, they have rather failed in terms of monitoring the TV stations or the other, let me put it that way, the traditional media that they give licenses to? Because all these things that we hear, mainly, if it's not from the traditional media, it is the social media.
It's mostly social media, though, Synergy. Yes. It's mostly social media. I think the traditional media, they are still a bit responsible. Those of them that would be.
Yeah.
Right?
I think yesterday, we all heard what happened concerning some 64 stations. And after that, I think later in the day, the president also came out and said they should sit down with them and have some jaw-to-jaw conversation so that they can work on things out, which is quite laudable enough. And that speaks about democracy. Always, we shouldn't be quick to judge certain things, or we shouldn't be quick to just say, at the corner, you're wrong, we frown upon that. But we should find a way, solution to how we can curb all those things. But this social media, no. Ras, I will ask again, say, do you think, say, we are abusing social media when it comes to Ghana? Are we abusing social media?
Social media is social media. Social media is supposed to be a reflection of the society, really.
Yes.
It's not. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of determining what people can and cannot do. I feel that people should be people. So social media really reflects the society, and I think that that's where we should be looking at. It's only mirroring the society that we live in.
Okay.
There are many things that are bad in the system. I'll say check it. Social media is only highlighting those things.
Highlighting those things to us. That means without the social media, it goes on. Those things go on, but we don't just see them.
That's all it is. What I say? It's only because now I can come out and say it for 2,000 people to hear it at the same time and spread it further.
Yeah.
Versus say be first come text still one catch say, hey, what I did So social media, like I said, it's like the cutlass in the hands of somebody. If you put it in the hands of a good person, they'll produce great content with that. Like my member Minya Kofi, your friend
Kofi Adama.
Yes. Now my main shares our story way. If you will hear the story, Kofi Adama. We call Walmart, right? Walmart, a supermarket where we shop from. And there's this lady now, or checking them out. Me giving it up because sorry, but or checking them out and soon and whatever she's listening to. Now it's also or country. It's me do one and me say, hey, me never saying, or say, what's up? Like, put on an accent. And I'm saying, we said to saying, what is saying? Or show me so I say, now feeling. And I'm speaking Ghana, I say, okay. And the Sadia means me for Ghana. Yes, I'm coming to send me for Dominican Republic.
Okay.
But and then I saw that she was a Ghana person, and then she was listening to the Kofi Aduma one thing.
Okay.
She started talking about, what's the Kofi Aduma saying? And I'm saying, Matthew, and I said, no, Matthew, and right from the beginning.
Okay.
I've always been spiritually in tune with him. I said, because Juma, Charlie, I've watched his
massive work.
A lot of work. Into nipa bisa no bibisa to na ye now we feel it. You know what I'm saying? But the point I'm making is say, who did second a share of it one aduman sema. A jumbo de bayano. And no the second share coffee you can say a free your friend is saying okay the chief more bayano. And you're different. What you say? And don't just say both of them may even be in the same party, or mind you. Very possible some women in Accra belong to the same political tradition. I don't know. But the way I could feel when we approach assembly, no, the way other people will approach an issue in the interest of humanity, in the interest of the African people, in the interest of the Ghanaian people, no. Versus Obia, why not say, Mege, my whole setup is to defend this party regardless of the issue.
Yeah.
And if we are breeding people like that, it's dangerous for the kind of community that we want to have in Ghana.
Now, as to how dangerous this whole thing is, Ras, let me also bring in this concerning what Okateche Frifa said to Kwakumeno. Sometimes, well, from the tribalism, when it comes to facing issues, the reality of this whole thing, regardless of how the issue is, then we tend to be on the side of political parties' interest in in so many. He said, I know, say you are not Unya Santini. Meaning, say Unya Santini.
That's the other thing that
really matter.
Or you're very divisive. This is the same guy. Okokoye show be said. John Mahama is appointing people who are not Ashanti in Ashanti region. First of all, synergy. Unim said there's a Zongo in every single region in this country. On one movie around Ghana, on one settle, is the Northerners.
And even from where
your friend the Krobia, something previous, a Krobia Aji in the now say, and one map, so to speak, there's a Zongo.
Yes.
And two parties of Zongo, no money in Nipana.
And to where this our studio is situated right now, you pass through the Zongo community before you get to where our studio is.
And NDC, your Makono, and Moko joining NDC. And I will go to join NPP. And you can say, NDC for winning. And I'm more pointing upon my ye, Juma. It will be now not his own now, or what will come on any pana because they don't them that is the kind of foolishness that I'm talking about, synergy. That's
please come down.
Dangerous.
I know, but let's not solve wrong with wrong. Let's not solve wrong.
But foolishness is really it's not an insult to be honest with you, but I was
friend
the program. I respect that. Right. But I'm saying though, say it's dangerous to say the very least. What I say to say, look at this guy. Demo, no, I bulletproof. Bulletproof. Because campo mini baby a ton bulletproof. No, my best already with cheat. Some make me no call demo, but who bulletproof. And also the trust says when he's not right.
Yes.
He's not a leader. Scrapper was he didn't in the first place. I'll be back say you see, tried of all things to divide people. It's not right. When I make sure no. The other thing that you see him says or say, Mommy can't a few things about self videos now playing. Number one, or see many video not boy, you know. Or say Jimmy for the ATN because or say meanwhile, one kasa will show no. You have a tagline, Ahana Nyansawo.
Yes.
It was
exactly. And I like that point you just made right now.
I'm just asking. Number two, who say Obi Edidu Mami Atente Yawoya? Who na koko fa Mami somebody do Obi atem first? Enti nipa na Mami bedi di na tem no. Onye nipa na. Nipa ne nya wo Mami hwe. Who na wo ni nipa ne nya asem. E na ko frɛ wo Mami. So you made your mother a punching bag. You made your mother a target for other people. And
because you've involved here in
I'm another baby.
Yes.
It's because of that into Cocoa Pie. But one person also in the same video now and also say, Oko Kai Ibrahim Mahama Sem. And oh yes, sir. Ibrahim Mahama on any part. It would obey me can question about Ibrahim Mahama. Which I can say Ibrahim Mahama and they feed people to do nonsense without any proof. But a young yak said, would they do Mammy at him? Mommy face you. This guy, I mean, seriously, like I said, I'm not on anybody's side. I'm on the side of common sense. What I say, and I think that the common sense weighs heavily towards Kwekumenu than Oketicha Frifa at this point.
Yeah.
All things considered. Thank you, Synergy.
Thank you. Just take a breather over there for me. Let's watch this video once again.
Na obinya no ho ntiase. Na wo se boapayo bi Kwakumanu a woye movie actor. Na wo se boapayo bi in his quest say obeserve the paymasters no. Or the menim etwim first okofa to na
Ponkese asanteman nyina wura otumfo na nipa ne timi sebi ene Ghana fo bi ebe fo de me kan so because me kasa kire badwemba me se Papa John Dramani Mahama.
Now, this is the point that we are talking about. If you use something in your speech and not in your submission, addressing or calling the attention of some people, this is where Okatiche Frifa sees it's wrong to do that. Calling the attention of say Mekasachre Bajemba no tells you say as to how the communication or the information is coming to you, no, sit down and see yourself so don't take it out of context. If we are to break it down as to how Kwakumanu feels or sees the whole thing, he's only trying to address or direct the issues to how you can be reasonable enough and face the reality of what he is going to tell you, but not to take it out of context and come and attack him. This is where we want to take it from. Let's
confirm the bimra. Say akorabi ana panyi bi etimi di phone sin ho so etwa te say de me twen na okasa wo tumi mu ande ahoodi mu say ase won so obia wo mu obia obehanu we bia Papa John Dramani Mahama ye president yi na wadi na tem sebi na wotimi kasa wa ye kwasea wa ye timi fo
mrane ba ebre
de kamle sin so wadi na tem atitu ni abrumpon bia
Danny, you first na you nkomo. Okay, so we waka kosi say.
Okako say, let's not use the media just because we have the facilities, we have the equipment to behave as if we have all the knowledge and the sense in this world. Let's not decide and pretend as if say you're all knowing, because the only person who is all knowing is God. But we listen. We direct our path. We listen to opinions from all folks of life, from all angles. Now you're bringing it on board to decide on one particular thing. It doesn't matter whatever someone says to you, but what matters is what triggers that thing. And as to how that person speaks out or no, the message in a woman matters so much. We've gotten to the point where this media, our social media, and how we are practicing our broadcast or the journalism, we are putting in sensitization. We want to say things to chase clouds. We want to say things about attractive viewers. As we say, this is the point our media is getting to. And is this not scary? As Kwesi Bakun said, putting a knife and as giving a knife or whatever to a wrong person, you definitely get a wrong result. But if you put it in the hands of a right person, that right person will give you a right result. And that is what we are looking for. If democracy is meant for us to exercise our freedom of our franchise and saying things a leader to sit up and do what is expected of that leader now, the same democracy should also tell you, say, as far as you belong to party A or party B, that should tell you, say, it's a matter of choices and what? Selection. So if you belong to any party, if you belong to any whatever party, it's up to your choice into not belonging to that party. It doesn't become a crime. So belonging to NPP, all people must also belong to NPP. That is wrong. As far as you belonging to NDC, should be say Obiasu also belonging to NDC. That is also wrong. Sentisa, Nanka constitution will not give people the mandate, say forming other multi-party system in Ghana. As far as we have the constitution, a man who can be a bit at party, so obey meeting whatever requirement nature will say. See, I think one day nipa and a bawakushim. This any panukushim no can dia pa address it with decorum, as Kwesibako said. Address it with a little bit of the knowledge that we have near person in comfort, where from the insult in our media, where from the insult in our journalism, where we think that this is how things have to be done, defending Now, mediocrity about the idea. Yet, we can say all manner of things because that is the opportunity we have. That is the platform we have, which is not so. Now, let's go back to Kwesi to our conversation back again. If Kwesi if you are ready and you can hear me. Now, my question is about sensitization in the media as to how people see themselves. I say, if I have the microphone, I have to say things to chase clouds. Don't you see it's it is very dangerous. It is very dangerous to our society.
Okay, so first of all, let me say I can give you about 5 to 10 minutes more. 5 minutes actually, because I also have to prepare. I have to take my kids for their doctor's appointment. I'm very sorry.
No problem.
Apologies. Next time, maybe I'll make time and join properly. Okay.
No problem.
And yes, to answer your question though, yes, I am very dangerous. Very dangerous because journalism, no, it's not something that is supposed to be based on somebody's popularity. What I say. So yeah. The arts and do it. I bet you say there's something called ego. And ego is something that artists, for instance, thrive on. As a musician, you thrive on ego, right? You thrive on that your photoshopped image that is put out there. You thrive on the, how your sound is made to sound nicer. How your auto-tune is even used sometimes on your music to make you sound like something else that you don't really sound like. It's ego, right? And the artists need some of that to make their work functional. For a journalist, no, you don't have that luxury. For a journalist, your place is behind the camera, not in front of it. What I say? As a journalist, your place is to present news, not be in the news.
Yes.
So in the era where so-called journalists, and it's also because of the format you're using, let's be clear about that, right? Because of the YouTubes and the Facebooks and the numbers and the likes and the whatnots, no, the people put value on that more than anything else. What I say? Somebody put value on, call live, there were 2,000 people watching. So because of that, they may be something. It should be a question, no, not a trash and no more disseminating.
Yeah.
This is somebody who may have only a few listeners at the time, but their stuff travels faster. Everybody should watch our show this coming Sunday. May editorial be, and I'll point something out to you, right? Or something that I've said in small pockets, no, actually travel to where they are intended faster. That's some of the things that get mass following. You understand? But what I'm saying is that it's dangerous, like you were saying, because now it's shifting from the importance of the news to the importance of the person.
Yes.
I don't want to use any names here, right? Because I'm not trying to cause any trouble. But there are people who come out, and boom, regardless of what they are saying, numbers.
Yeah.
What I said. And there are people too who people steadily follow because they like what they're saying. And there are people who people do not follow because they don't like what they are saying. And when you place yourself in the news, it's a problem.
Okay.
One part of the show, no. Yeah, and I know what Oketeche means, so I don't want to even use that name for him. Friend of my main friend is Kwame Frifa. What I say, but Kwame Frifa say if your whole show, no, ultimately was segment, ultimately share that the creative beef. Because he knows that is how he's going to get the traction.
Yes.
But first of all, he's having a hard time defending the type of nonsense that he's defending. Because dollar echo from that's all because Trump now, do we give a toss? We don't. They hear any dollar echo from and they tell you who say obi the dollar na high jet about bisiwa or the chiaka failing for nothing. I'm not finding ye Juma. Who would I mention? No.
Yes.
So now, if you're having a hard time defending that, the only other way to create traction is to create beef with people who have a following, like Kweku Menu. He tried that Taylor. He's probably losing on that front.
Okay.
Well, that guy is not easy like that. Kevin Taylor is not easy.
So he's also a hard nut to crack in this media.
What did I mention? The original beef no cry now on it stems out of a beef with Kevin Taylor.
Yeah.
Right? Now to say Kevin is too much for him right now. He wants lower hanging fruit.
Yeah.
So he goes for Kwekumenu. Kwekumenu has a following. Or then he started beef. People, he'll probably not start a beef with me because I don't have that kind of social media following that he has. I mean, that Kwekumenu has. What I say? You know, he for those things. Just back to your point, it's a very dangerous thing. Nani pa juni free the more important thing. So you nearby papa and no more air passive bills be behind our back. No yet no more passive bills, no, not the national discourse, no about say Kwekumenu and no free for a beef. It's nonsense if you ask me.
Yeah.
But I'll catch you. Why?
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Respect. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Yeah. That is Kwesi Eshaun back home. My brother. Thank you so much for your time and thank you for your submission, your education, and everything that contributed to this show, making it a successful one. And to all my followers, my lovers on Facebook is GH News Now, on YouTube is GH News Now. You've done massively well. And to Ike Wonder, Luis, Anne. Then again to 24/7, the CEO of Abirich Media. And finally, to our lovely woman also joining us on the line was Nana Efua Ansa. All these people will be joining us going forward on our shows on Wednesdays and on Fridays to do more discussion on issues that will pop up. Like I said, you saw, we play less videos because the videos doesn't matter to us, but our submission of our opinions matter so much. As to say we play obi video to get the attention or the attraction doesn't matter, but what we put out there in a form of education is what we are interested in. So we say, you know, the most important thing is what do you also see about it? And that should be the reason why you get time, you waste your bundle to listen on social media. Let the social media be the food that you eat and give you the growth you are looking for, but not the food that you eat and at the end of it you end up running. You end up finding tea rows and other places to go say when you're running stomach. No, stomach upset that be. Eat the food, the bemu will grow. Eat something, the bemu will grow, but not any poisonous thing. And that is what social media is cultivating today. We feed ourselves with the wrong information. We feed ourselves with the wrong new thinking. Say we will get a renewed mind, people with intelligence, people with more social media consciousness. No. Because of the content we feed ourselves with, and that shouldn't be what we are interested in. Over here on Entertainment Arena, we give you a bit of an entertainment, and we move on to the segment that says, truth be told to whoever, as to however, and how it must be directed to you. You feel it definitely either good or bad, but the truth will always be bitter to the person swallowing that pill. Thank you so much to everybody who joined us today. Like I said, be conscious about whoever you play with. Be careful because betrayal doesn't come from enemies. And I leave you with that quote today. Thank you to everyone who joining again. Obia or putting up this massive work. And then again, finally to Kwekumenu and Okateche free for issue. No? Let's do away with the politics and face the development of this country, but not political influence. It doesn't matter whether your party is in power or in opposition, whether somebody does the wrong thing or the right thing. What we have to anchor is the truth and the development of Mother Ghana. Because whatever that comes out of it, we all face the reality of it in the country. It's a president biba, party biba power no idea enya. Let's not associate ourselves with the said party say when we belong to. Now you push the agenda of defending, but it will be good in our own interest to defend our Mother Ghana rather than defending our individual political parties, because sankomani mujene muya konanka wunya usika nka wantu kwan nanka wunya sika nka wanfa obankwa bruchiri nanka wuyare ye nanka wanfa nipa duan anko baby for healthcare. It tells us say if we are talking now, we should talk the way the issue has to be directed, because we yare utrie ye na kodru honum dia ubenya the attention you need. But what if say you don't get there by time, you will die. Let's be mindful of social media, because this social media is rather fading out the morality of our journalism, where it has to educate, inform, and entertain, but rather putting in all manner of cloud chasing, sensitization for views. And I put you on this notice here. Join me on Wednesday from 4:30 to 6:30. Today we had enough time discussing a lot of things because it was necessary for us to do that. Thank you so much and have a lovely day. Join me on Wednesday, 6:30 to from 4:30 to 6:30 with me, Bismarck Kwame Apia. Synergy. Bye-bye.
Sebio do ono ane gina ho no obere no obi di camera sin so na wo ye papa fense ye wura ohene pon kese asantemanyi na wura otumfo na nipa ne timi sebi wote Ghana o woni abrochire na otimi sin kwasea obehwe no na obi di ebia papa despite atem papa Ibrahim Mahama atem ofori supportem da sese esikafo na ye nim so mabie adwuma man kofo nya bi ye no na nipa ne timi di camera sin so wodi na atem atitu ni abrumpon bi a sebi wona omufie sebio yan sada antete won a omuni bu a ya reject omufie no yen famra bi mehye ba bi kitua bi na se wodi panyi atem firi wakoma mu di sofo bi a won kan watem panyi bi a woni watem o meka wasem na otimi ka kwase agimi fo ne ade a papa wodi atem ba ko a 1 year ebema sebi enkwasiafo bi e wo mbefrim